Welcome, everybody, to the Canada Tire Finals, the last day of 2017 here at Elk River, Minnesota. And as you can see right there in staging, we have almost, I think, every car, hopefully, here that's racing here this weekend lined up for Memorial Lap for a couple of our TORC members, family members that we lost fairly recently. We can't think of a better way to memorialize the memory of both Joe Eppers and Peter Murphy. And we've got a full contingent of the light buggies, the single buggies, the UTVs, all the pro classes. And we're looking forward to having these guys come on the racetrack and memorialize a couple of our TORC family members. And as I understand it, both Joe and Peter's families are watching us live right now at torcseries.com or youtube.com. And we're going to bring them out on the track and do a slow lap around in memory of those two individuals as we're both underway. It's very hard to start a racing morning like this, but you know what? This is the way to do it. This is the proper way, Brent.
Yeah, it's a very proper way, and it shows so much respect for those two families and what those guys have meant to us throughout the years. And it's sad to have to do this, but we want to as a TORC family. We're all one big family, and we want to all stick together through the good and the bad. And what they're doing today is just phenomenal.
As they come out on the racetrack, a little bit about Joe Eppers. He passed away on August 29th as he was preparing his super buggy for the World Championship weekend at his favorite track, Crandon International Off-Road Raceway. It was to be his 36th year of racing. He was always smiling, always stopping by from pit to pit just to say hello, always willing to lend a hand, maybe some of his tools or even a part from his race car. He didn't care. He just wanted to see everyone out on the racetrack racing. His love for racing was only surpassed by his love of the camaraderie of the racers, the teams, the crew members, and their families. His family has also started a memorial in his name to establish an auto shop class scholarship fund. Joe Eppers always was the one to give. And you can see some of the crews out there as well on their pit bikes. Everybody was invited to come on out and partake in this. And a little bit about Pete Murphy. He was one of our track photographers, incredibly respected by everyone at the racetrack. He was known around the racetrack as the race photographer with the afro. And it was a pretty mighty one there, too, as well. He was also known as an award-winning photographer off the track. This young, gentle giant had the ability to, at the drop of a hat, in a very quiet moment, have all of his friends in the group just crack up laughing with his quick wit and his dry sense of humor. It was just, you couldn't wait to see some of those photographs after a race weekend, what they're going to be like and what he actually captured. He saw things that nobody else did through the lens of that camera. And I can't emphasize how cool some of his pictures were that weren't involved in racing one bit at all. Something around, the Milwaukee area, some downtown skyline, whatever it may be. But the sad part was he was a very young man. He actually checked himself out of the hospice earlier this month and wanted to go home as he knew that his day was coming. He was able to marry his sweetheart, Sarah Lind, on September 14th, just a few weeks ago. And with his loved ones at his side, and after a 2-year battle with cancer, he succumbed on September 16th. Peter Murphy was only 30 years old. So I think with his pictures, some of his videos, he will be remembered forever. Joe Eppers, Peter Murphy, this lap is for you. Well, we want to thank all the racers that came out and partaked in our memorial lap for Joe Eppers and Peter Murphy. To say that they will be missed is very much putting it mildly, as we're now getting staged for our first race this morning in the light buggy division. Joe was a participant in that class quite a few years ago before he moved up into the super buggy division.
Pro 2 has been a dream of mine for a very long time. I'm excited to join the class full-time in 2017.
Hopefully we can get the Pro 4 out and mix it up with the Greaves and whoever else wants to come do some battle.
We're going to be getting more tracks in the water truck, going for championships.
At the end of the day, you want to be the guy that when everybody shows up to the racetrack, I want everybody to say, this weekend I know I have to beat Kyle Hart. And to be able to get that name, you have to go and prove yourself and win races and be the fastest guy. I'm not going to quit until I'm there.
The overall future for off-road, it looks really good. We finally have a stepping stone of young guys coming up. It's going to be one hell of a season.
Welcome, everyone, to ERX Motor Park here in Elk River, Minnesota. It's the final day. It's the 2017 TORC, the Off-Road Championship Series presented by AMSOIL, the Kenda Tire National Finals. Welcome, everybody. My name is Scott Rain, along with Brent Smith, and we've had a fantastic 2 days of racing so far with this morning, starting off the single buggies and a lot of racing coming after that.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have a whole fun-filled day throughout today. ERX Motorsports, we are entering the season today in round 13. Championships are on the line. There's no holds bar. Everybody is going for broke, and checkers are going to go to only one person today, and 90% of them, the championships, are kind of set in stone. But third, fourth, and fifth, they're still on the line.
And let's go now trackside down to our third member of our broadcast team, Tiffany Stone.
That's right, guys. Like you were just talking, second, third, fourth, those battles are going to be happening today. We do have some championships that already clinched, but what was really happening yesterday, and I think you guys noticed it especially, is all of the turns. When you're hitting ruts, they're flipping, and they're flipping hard. I mean, we saw Sean Morris yesterday flip it, got back up on four wheels, and continued driving. I mean, he won that Vision Wheel Bad Mofo Award specifically for that. I mean, looking, guys, you have a better view up there. What do you think the track's going to happen? Are we still going to hit some more ruts? Are we still going to hit that sandy spot in that split section? What is going to happen today?
Well, there's a lot that's going to be we'll talk about as the race morning begins. But, yeah, that sand split lane area is going to be a very tricky situation as well. But I think the track conditions itself will be much different than we had the last 2 days. I think that with this wind and the sun beating down on it, but the wind will dry out this track faster than anything else, and it just might be on the dry side.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very dry today, but our crew will do a good job as well as the RX crew, and they're going to have good racing conditions. Not a lot of tear-offs today, but the track's going to be very, very fast.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we cannot begin our racing with our normal venture of what we do every single round of racing. That's going down towards the podium and opening up with not only a Pro 2 driver, but also a Racers for Christ chaplain, Jay Schaefer.
Good morning, everybody. And once again, thank you so much for the honor of being the man that gets to bring this invocation. If you could please bow your heads, ladies and gentlemen. Lord God Almighty, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to honor the memory and the lives of Joe and Peter this morning. And Lord, please, as we dedicate this last round of racing in the TORC series to those wonderful individuals, let us all have the kind of character that they showed with their lives, Lord. Let the off-road nation have the character that Joe and Peter had every day. In your name we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen.
And now at this time, if we can everyone please rise. Gentlemen, move your hats as we're about to hear the greatest song in the world about the greatest country in the world. And please, race fans, while this song is being sung, think about our service people all across this globe. In this time of turmoil in our world, think about them being away from home, their loved ones, their friends, and putting their lives on the line to protect our freedom so we can do exactly what we're doing here today, anytime we want. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, singing our national anthem is not only, I guess you'd say, the sister of a couple of very prominent pro-light drivers, but she's one heck of a singer in herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Kendra Kleiman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Without a doubt, what a great way to start the final race morning of the 2017 season. Once again, welcome everybody to ERX Motor Park and the Kenda Tire National Finals. The last round of racing, the 2017 TORC, the Off-Road Championship Series, presented by Amsoil. We've got the 1600 light buggies on the line, getting ready to fire up and race their final round of 2017.
Yeah, these guys are all out there. The 117 this weekend, one-time winner. Very, very competitive. We have 28 cars coming up, and it's going to be a lot different. Like we were talking about track conditions earlier. It's going to be dry. These cars didn't get an opportunity to run on a dry track on Friday. They were one of the first ones to be out there. It was kind of muddy. Drags these limited horsepower cars down. So it's cool to see these guys end on a high note on a beautiful track here at ERX. And I'm excited. I don't know about you, Scott. What are you thinking about going into today?
I'm ready to get it underway, man. It's like you see the guys are getting belted in. You know, to keep in mind is they just jump in and buckle in, man. They got the 5-point harness. They got the head and neck restraints. They got the radios to worry about. They got the Parker pumpers plugged into their helmets. I mean, all these things you got to do. And like you said, we got 28 cars in the lineup. Yeah, limited horsepower. Yeah, limited suspension. But when you have this many cars on a track this tight, it creates some fantastic racing. Like you mentioned, Sean Springstrow, his first race win of his career was on Friday afternoon. And we probably should mention as well, 3 races in a single weekend. There's something about the extra work that it took, the crews, the drivers, how these guys are just exerting themselves out here. We've had crazy heat, crazy humidity on Friday and Saturday. Today, it's supposed to be a little bit nicer, still a little bit humid, maybe a little bit on the warm side, but you know what? I think these guys are ready to get it on.
Oh, yeah, they don't care. I mean, you're in your fire suits. It's a lot warmer than you guys are up watching on the hill, but they're focused. You're ready for rounds 13. You've been running a long, long season and going back to 3-day weekend. These crews, you got to give props to the crews, all the families, all the people that bring in the food for their competitors and enjoy this whole season today, round 13. Gloves are off, and I can't wait.
Yeah, there's something about, we often talk about when you have our normal race weekends are Saturday and Sunday. We often talk about how Sunday is, you know what, the drivers have that attitude. We've got 2 weeks to fix this thing or 3 weeks to fix this thing.
Exactly.
I'm going to go out and I'm going to just beat this thing right into the ground, whether it's their buggy or their truck. Well, there's something to be said about the last race of the year, period. Their motivation is end the season on a high note. I'm going for the win. In the points chases, some guys are battling each other for that final race and that championship for the 2017 season. Then there's also some of the mindset of these guys. You know, it's been a long season. This guy sitting next to me in the staging lane, he's been banging off me. He's been beating me. He's been punching me in the door in these corners. I got my one last chance for payback. You know, and you got to admit it. I mean, you got to throw it out there. That is a strong possibility. And talking to some of the drivers in the pit last night, the attitude was, hey, today it's bumper cars.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that had some mishaps yesterday. We seen Brad Severs hit the wall really hard. And they, going into today, like you said, nobody's going to care about tomorrow. Nobody's going to care about a week from today. They have all winter to prep their cars for next year. They are wreckers or checkers. I know when I was racing back in the day, I always said, hey, Brock, this is what we have to live for all winter. If we don't go put a mark for next year, who's going to remember you?
Well, and the thing is, you brought up Brad Severs. I went past his pit last night, and the car was all tore apart. And I wanted to stop and say how he's doing and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? When I saw 3 guys on their knees underneath that car digging around, and I'm like, I'll just step back and let them do their thing, and we can always talk later. But, yeah, they had that car tore apart last time. We're really on it.
You know, Scott, I stopped by and talked to Brad, and he hit that wall at 5.7 Gs. His UTV was almost 9,000 pounds or so when he hit that wall. That's something to think about.
Yeah, he really clocked it. And by the way, that's an unfamiliar voice for everybody out there. And that's actually our DJ and our sound man, Double O. He's going to put in a couple of tidbits here and there, I'm sure, throughout the day. And, yeah, it's kind of neat that he had a chance to stop and talk to Brad. You're a much braver person than I am, because I just saw these guys busting their butts on their car, and I didn't want to interrupt that. So I appreciate that little tidbit. That's crazy. Over 5 Gs impact into a wall. Wow. Well, Brett, as we get ready for our first race this morning, it's the 1600 light buggy division. Tell us about what this class is all about.
It's limited horsepower. It's a little VW engine in that. There's probably, 8 to 10 inches of travel in the front and maybe a little bit more in the rear. But these cars are a stock car. Like we were talking about earlier in the season, these guys are running out of parts. They're running out of opportunities of getting newer things to develop in these cars. They're actually fabricating the old stuff to make it up to date. And it's great to see 28 cars out here in this limited travel. Like I said, it's hard. You go through that sand section we talked about all weekend. These cars will go from wide open to dogging it like you just put a tow strap on the back of them.
Yeah, it's they're limited suspensions, limited horsepower. They run a restrictor plate, stock VW 1600 air-cooled motor, and all the suspension components are off of a VW as well. And like you said, they're becoming very hard to find, so they have to fabricate these parts sometimes to keep these cars on the track. Well, for the first time this morning, Richie Kuloff is out on the track behind the wheel of his final day of 2017, being behind the wheel of a 2017 Escondido Toyota Pace truck on Vision wheels and Cooper tires, but he'll be behind the wheel also during our UTV side-by-side events with the 2017 Yamaha YXZ 1000 Pace vehicle.
Yeah, he loves his job dearly, I can guarantee you that. Especially on a hot summer day like today in that air conditioning truck. We're sitting up here. It's beautiful up here. But look at the wind. I mean, we said it countless times throughout the day, and it's going to be hard to keep the moisture in the track as we move on.
Well, right now we're watching our pace truck to see if Richie pulls off the track just down at the bottom of the Amsoil Hill. If he pulls off to the right and goes behind those banners, we're going green this time by. On the front row, we got Sean Springstrow, Tracy Fleischman. Row 2, Eric Lafreniere, Rob Keelan. Row 3 would be Tyson Marquardt and Tyler Weens. Next row would be Derek Tilkins, Colin Schulz, along with Greg Stingle and Jaden Lemke. Or would that be Todd Lemke? Not exactly sure. Jake Nelson, our current points leader, starts 11th. Then we have Ed Holter and Connor Schulz, Kyle Patnaud, Scott Booth, James Thompson, Hunter Tingley. His green flag is out. We're underway in the final day of 2017. And early on, Sean Springstrow, much like yesterday, pulls that hole shot.
Yeah, very, very strong run yesterday for Springstrow. And today he's got 27 cars just hunting him down. And again, we talked about it. Round 13, don't hold anything back. And you look at that bright orange car, Greg Stingle trying to work his way through heavy, heavy traffic.
The first couple laps through that split lane where it's just a deep, heavy sand shouldn't be a problem because it was pretty hard packed, except for once you get past that first top inch or so, then it starts to spread out, and then you start to sink in, and the sand moves constantly, is moving around. And we got a lead change right off the bat.
Springstrow still trying to get back up to our new leader. Eric Lafreniere, it looks like, from up here, taking over that lead in the 113. I can go back and just touch on what Scott was saying in that sandy section through the split lanes. In the first couple laps, you'll see they get through it pretty easy. As all 28 of these cars work up that soil and that dirt, it'll just start breaking apart and creating major, major ruts. So it's a big guessing game if you want to go high or you want to go low through those split lanes. Springstrow still looking to hold on to that second spot. A great weekend for him. Like Scott was saying earlier in opening ceremonies, his first career win came on Friday afternoon in the mud. Good battle on the track right now, the 177 of Colin Schulz. Schultz trying to wide line, trying to carry momentum as he lets it just fade out towards the wall. With these cars, with that limited horsepower in the 1600 VW cars, it's hard to keep up your speed, especially with all the elevation changes. So you have to make every point on this track count. See, that's Derek Tilkins in the 121. Losing a little bit of distance on Colin Schultz. And here comes Stingle. Stingle in the bright orange car, working to the inside, moving his way up through the field early on. Stingle's been in this class for countless years. He knows exactly what that car likes and how tracks develop. He's very, very smart man in that 172, trying to work on Tilkins, and he does. He's on the outside. Tilkins takes the spot back as he goes outside, inside. They bump, and they both go to the bottom side of the split lanes. Tilkins still holding on over Stingle. The track looking very, very nice here early on here at ERX Motor Park. Once again, rounds 13, championship day here. Stingle goes to the inside of Tilkins, trying to push Tilkins out of the race line, and does, and takes over the spot. See, we have someone down, 122. That is Tyson Marquardt. Looks like his day is done. We'll see. Yes, and the full course caution comes out. Everyone has to get off the racer's pace and just drive around the track until Richie Kulov picks them up once again and we get the car off the track. You can see a lot of smoke. That will be the competition caution. We'll reset it. If you can look to the left of the side of the tabletop, we have 4 flags, 4 white flags, and you'll see our race leader have an opportunity in the beginning of the flags all the way to the end of the flags. He can take off at any time. So it's up to him to set the pace for the second half.
Yeah, basically those 4 flags create a zone, and once he touches those first 2 flags that are across from each other on the track, once he crosses that, he can accelerate anytime he wants within that zone. He can hold them all the way to the last 2 flags, but yet he controls it. When he accelerates, our flagman, Faye Stetsny, can see that, and he'll throw the green flag immediately.
So we're going to be coming back towards those white flags. We're going to probably take another lap around here as we still are trying to get Marquardt off the track.
That was also informed via social medias once again. That's actually going to be Jaden Lemke out there. We've got our lineup that says one day that Todd might be driving, another day that Jaden is, and our days got crossed up. And turns out that Jaden's actually driving both days. So that's Jaden Lemke out there in that racetrack. So Lafreniere looking very strong right now early on in this race.
Richie Kulov bringing our whole 27 car field, now that we have one out, back to the starting line in the Toyota Escondido Toyota. So we'll be coming back here shortly. The pace truck should be going off this time by, and we'll be getting restarted here shortly. The green flag is back out, and we already have a battle for the lead once again. Stringstro trying to take that spot back as he started early on in the race lead. We'll see if he can get it back. And he goes to the outside. Eric Lafreniere on the inside. Stringstro trying to do the crossover. Oh, and he gets in the back of him. Makes him over-rotate just a little bit. One goes to the high line, the other one goes to the low line. And here comes Greg Stingle in the bright orange car. Through the rhythm section, as you can see, they just glancing over the top of them. Craig Stingle goes for the pass and makes it work. Springstro in the 117 goes back to third. I can say it all day long. Stingle has been in this class for years and he knows just, oh, and it looks like our leader might be pulling off. And Stingle in the lead now. I do not know what happened to Lafreniere. Lafreniere nowhere to be found. Tough break here on round 13 of the final rounds, that is. Got a good battle. Looks like Derek Tilkins. That is Derek Tilkins and Connor Schultz going at it. Tilkins has the preferred line on the bottom. Connor Schultz not giving an inch, trying to make the pass stick. Has a good line coming in, going towards back, the drop-off jump, heading towards the split lanes. And you can already see those split lanes starting to get chewed up and starting to create major ruts. And with the limited horsepower, it really takes these cars' power and just drags it. It's like somebody takes a tow strap and hooks it onto one another. It literally dogs that car up that much.
Toss out the anchor and hang on, yeah. It's really interesting to see the intensity in this race. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, it's taken me by surprise. And let's see. It's like Schultz got turned around, almost got turned around. But I can't quite see what the number was. Well, we haven't seen this for a while from Stingle, as he's about to check out. I mean, he's, what now, 10, 12 length advantage.
Yeah, he sure has his ups and downs this year. We haven't really seen much of him up front lately, and when he's on his A game like today in round 13, it's hard to reel him in. And we're already seeing dust.
Didn't take long at all. Sean Springstro, still another impressive run for him. Kind of came out of nowhere this weekend. You know, it's been kind of relatively quiet the entire summer, and all of a sudden, boom, we get the ERX, and kaboom, he's got his first career win as the competition yellow. Actually, no, full course yellow comes out as we get a car up on its side, back at the left-hand hairpin turn, and you gotta love that skid plate. That's a new one. A couple of speed limit signs. Speed limit 65 is the skid plate right underneath the seat, and another speed limit sign. That's good. That is.
We won't say anything.
So we don't. Let's see. Can we see the number on the back? No. Well, the car's fired up and looks like it'll get back underway. So is that Barry Wallen?
Barry Wallen back underway, going to try to catch up to the back of the field. Looks like all four tires are still aired up and didn't really hurt the car that much, and we can say it all the time. These cars are very safe. They have a nice cage in it. They have a Hans device, helmet, tear-offs. They're very safe. They have fireproof gloves. It's not like they're just jumping in a car and getting out there to race. So when they take a tumble over, they get their bearings back and they put it in gear and go again. Once again, we're going to reset the field. Richie Kuloff will collect all the cars and bring them back towards those 4 white flags once again. If you weren't here earlier, it's going to be where the leader can take off at any time. The 172 of Stingle can play mind games, and he can take off at the first one or wait right till the end.
Yeah, as there's just a few laps remaining. It's going to be interesting to see if the young man, Sean Springster's got anything for Greg Stingle. Stingle started back in row number 5 on the inside. So he really worked his way to the front fast here this morning. Tracy Fleischer's running a really good race so far this morning, running in that 3rd spot. Right behind Springstrose. He's got a couple. In fact, just as we bring it up, he gets turned sideways. We got one car up on top of his left rear tire. Tyler Weens gets around, so he'll assume 3rd position. But with the yellow coming out, that means we'll go back to the last completed lap right as Springstrose pressuring Greg Stingle right at the yellows. They cross the Amsoil finish line. And once again, Richie Kuloff back out of the track in that Escondido Toyota. Yeah, that was Tracy Fleischer is the car that's on the bottom. That's Jake Nelson, our points leader, high-siding his left rear.
Yeah, that is not where Jake Nelson wants to be right now in the 141. Is you have to risk going a lap down now, and you're going to have to butt back up to the field with about 26 cars left in this big field we've seen all year long. We've seen as many as 35 cars at one point. You can see the track crew is still trying to pull a couple cars apart. We've talked about that corner throughout the whole weekend. It's hard to tell from on screen how banked that turn actually is. Trying to get these light buggies apart without wrecking anything majorly after they've already tied themselves up. We had a little bit of a parking lot here shortly ago, and it's a long race here for the 1600 light buggy. And again, it's not a very mild day. It's very hot and humid, and these guys have to sit in these cars and try to keep their mindset on moving forward and try to stay cool, try to stay calm, talking to their spotters right now, seeing what they seen in the first half of this race and what's the better line. Do we go inside on the split lanes? Do we go outside? And how is the track holding up, and if you can make up ground, now's the time to do it. This is the final rounds. There's no holding back, and you have all winter, Scott, to sit around and think about what you can do to make this car better. But today, you have to show what you brought to the track this weekend.
That last part, that last quart of oil, that last roll of duct tape, whatever it takes, man. So once again, we got Greg Stingle up front, Sean Springstrode. Still kind of wondering if they're going to allow Tyler Wiens the position. I think they're still trying to figure it out themselves. It looks like Tracy Fleischman's trying to get back into his position as he's outside of Tyler Wiens, and Wiens not letting them in. So I'm quite sure there's discussion going on right now with the USAC officials. Tracy Fleischman pulling off to the side. Looks like they're going to make him go to the back. Well, for some of the race fans that haven't been here all weekend long, if you weren't here Friday or Saturday, just want to invite everybody to come on out and just tour the pits. Go meet some of these drivers, some of the crew members, get a little close-up look at some of these race vehicles. And, you know, pictures and autographs. A lot of them have posters, hero cards, stickers. Some even have samples of their sponsors' products.
Or samples of body panels.
Yeah.
After yesterday's round, wow, we seen a lot of bumping and banging and fenders ripping off and tires shearing off. It was unreal what we had. The track was just really, really tough on the drivers.
Well, local race fans, don't forget that they got a lot of cool things going on here besides just racing. And that's September 30th. It's the day of the dozers. Children can ride with a trained professional in dump trucks, dozers, and other big equipment. Much like you see parked around here, this racetrack, and they'll be using these things all day long to prep the track for our next race coming up. So as we get the cars down on the track lined up into their proper order, don't forget about Day of the Dozers, September 30th. Come on back to ERX Motor Park. And if you're any kind of a gearhead, and I can't believe you live in the ERX or northern Minnesota area and you've never been to a snowcross race, boy, are you missing out. They've got grassroots snowcross series here at ERX Motor Park. The season starts December 14th and runs all the way through March 22nd. And I used to think motocross and freestyle motocross is kind of a cool thing. And then I went to my first snowcross race and I went, motorcycle boys ain't got nothing on these guys, man, because they're doing the same thing that all the motorcycle guys are doing, except on something that's twice as heavy. So make sure and stop out here sometime throughout the winter months and check out the ERX Grassroots Snowcross Series starting December 14th.
Do we name that pond yet, Scott? Down there? With the flamingos you see on screen?
Yeah.
Just chilling out.
I think as of right now, until we come up with something else, I think it should be like Myers Pond.
Yeah.
With Jeremy Myers out there going for a swim earlier this year, back in June, he was actually out there chilling out on a floating swan, a big,
Yeah, we'll
giant
give it to
floating
Jeremy,
swan.
I guess. We'll let him in on it. That probably wasn't such a bad idea, though, for Jeremy. That would have been nice yesterday and Friday. With all the humidity, we could all just dove in.
Well, there's a certain water spot on this facility that the godfather of the off-road fraternity went for a swim in last night. Well, it looks like you got the running order in proper order on the racetrack. So it looks like we've got Stingle still running up front. Sean Springstrow and Tyler Weens does get the third spot. Derek Tilkins is back there in that fourth spot, so he's in a good position right now with just a few laps remaining. Man, that's a long line of race cars coming through right now in that split lane area. But all eyes right now are on that Toyota Escondido pace truck, watching to see if it pulls off the racetrack. So it's Stingle, Springstrow, Waynes. 1, 2, and 3 at the green flag. We're back underway. Stingle looking good right now, running the line that is preferred by him in his car. Top three go to the outside, split lane.
You can see as they're coming through the rhythm section, it upsets the car a lot as Tyler trying to make his way into the second spot.
And how about Tilkins? Tilkins getting into the picture now at the white flag lap. Man, looking so strong right now. Something almost catastrophic has to happen for Stingle to toss this one to the side.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen very often with Stingo. They have a well put together program in that 172. And that blazing orange car looks like he's going to hold it together for the last. And we have two cars together on the top right of your screen.
Well, they separate and get back underway, but right now the race is for second as Tyler Weens is putting the pressure on Springstrow with one turn remaining. Looks like Springstrow is going to come out on top, and here comes our winner up across the line. Look at the race for second. Across the line is going to be Sean Springstrow, Tyler Weens in that third spot. with our win going to the guy that runs up front just nearly every single round of racing. Greg Stingle, he'll take the win. Well, for the first time here this morning, we're going to take a quick break, come back with our winning interviews at the podium right after this.
When it comes to guarding your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
Turo Trailblade Tires, the weapon of choice for wherever you want to go.
Well, race fans, we have to apologize a little bit because we've got TV production going on back off to the side of the facility, and we needed a little bit of quiet time. So they were doing some recording back there, and it looks like we'll be going to our next race and then doing our podium interviews concluding after that race. So just want to recognize real quick, we got Tyler Weens finishing at third spot, Sean Springstro and Greg Stingel starting second and first, and we'll be talking to them, though, as I understand it, immediately following the Sportsman UTV race. So hang tight, everybody. Bring out Sportsman UTV in just a moment with 14 cars in their lineup. Yeah, yeah. Well, here comes our next race here this morning, the Sportsman UTV. And here's our lineup real quick on that front row. We've got Alec Hoffman in the 727 alongside Gabe Johnson in the 725. Row 2, Amanda Peterson in the 735 along with Nathan Slatinsky in the 756. Row 3 inside, Trevor Bushmaker in the 703 and Stetson Robinson in the 745. Row 4 inside, Vince Lamandola alongside our current points leader, Jacob Rosales in the 713, Luke Stubbs in the 722, and yesterday's first-time winner, the 734 of Kyle Greaves. In row 6 inside, Elwood Nemi Jr. alongside Nick Garb in the 761, and row 7 inside, Kyle Veeden in the 733 along with Jason Plouffe in the 752. We'll be going green this time by, as once again Richie Kuloff is out there, our pace vehicle driver, in that brand new 2017 Yamaha YXE. And speaking of Yamahas, we got to remind everybody real quick, there's a big Yamaha display down by that chalet, and you can go down there anytime during the day here today and sign up and drive one of the YXEs around this beautiful ERX Motor Park facility. And I emphasize drive. You don't go for a ride in that thing. You will be driving it, and you can have your choice of manual or paddle shift. And I recommend the paddle shift. That's cool. So go down there and meet the guys from Yamaha and all their YXZs on display. I want to drive that one. I want the paddle shift, and let's go for a ride around ERX.
We will be coming to green this time by.
Alec Hoffman with the hole shot in that Polaris.
See a lot of standing water after the water trucks have put the heavy layer of water on the track, and you'll see it'll take a couple laps for these cars to turn in that soil with that softer wet soil. As you see, we have contact going through the split lanes already.
What's really neat about this track surface that ERX Motor Park has created is the fact that they come out here, they rip it up, they grade it up, and then they pack it down and they water it, and the water still is able to soak in, and that's exactly what you're seeing right now, that water soaking in. So we got a change up for the lead, and as they come by, if we can see the numbers, we'll throw them out.
Looks like already Kyle Greaves making his way towards the front.
Yeah, up there in that second spot. He started way back in row 5.
Yeah, he's got that car pretty well figured out. Looks like we have a car around the 7-Eleven
Yeah,
of Vince Amendola.
Kyle Greaves going to the outside. We got our leaders going through split lane. And it looked for a moment Kyle Greaves might come out because at one point through the split lane, they were side by side.
Kyle Greaves looking very comfortable. Great to see Kyle Greaves out there competing at a top level. Very, very well fabricated alongside of him and his dad. There he goes.
Our leader had to check up for whatever reason, checked up in the corner. Whether he couldn't get the car rotated or not, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the car even stalled a bit, but Kyle Greaves goes around to the outside and was a relatively easy pass for the lead. As I believe that's, let's see, coming around the corner, the 703 of Bushmaker, who was very strong yesterday as well, moves into that third spot.
Kyle Greaves now starting to pull a little bit of a gap on our second place contender. See everyone running that bottom line early on until the track starts to dry out.
Yeah, right now there's absolutely perfect track conditions, so you're seeing a very nice traction out there. Guys getting a good run out of the corners.
Once again, there's a good look at the 734 of Kyle Greaves, starting to pull a bigger gap. Greaves headed back towards the split lane. He'll take the bottom line. Kyle Greaves is only second weekend out this year. Yesterday's winner.
Nathan Slatinsky looking very strong as well, trying to track down, trying to keep that touch, in touch with our leader. Greaves, as our top two cars have separated from the rest of the pack, but not too far behind is Trevor Bushmaker still running that third spot.
Kyle Greaves looking very, very smooth today. In round 13, the final round, CRDRX.
Amanda Peterson in that fourth spot in that Bikeman prepared Polaris Razor.
And here's the mandatory competition caution. Kyle Greaves is still out front, Slatinsky in second. Greaves pretty much on a league of his own there in the first half. Once he got that lead, he just scoped out the track and very, very fast here earlier on for the 734.
about to go green. Here we go. Back underway for our second half with Kyle Greaves up front. Slatinsky in that second spot. Bushmaker third. And Amanda Peterson in that fourth spot. Actually, Jacob Rosales moved up into fourth.
Kyle Greaves still maintaining the lead out front. Slatinsky in second. The track starting to wear in very, very nicely. You can still see a lot of shiny parts on the track where still the standing water is out there.
Man, Kyle Greaves may have finally figured something out yesterday after his first win. You know, once you win your first race, you've got that taste. And now all of a sudden, it's kind of like learning how to ride a two-wheeler, a bicycle. You know, you struggle and struggle and struggle trying to get that balance point, and all of a sudden you got it. You don't know how you got it, but you got it. And it's all downhill after that, you know?
A lot of confidence. A lot of confidence for Kyle Greaves. And now that he proved he could win yesterday, watch out.
And Bushmaker's now moved to that second spot, so it's going to get very interesting in the last few laps of this race. Does he have enough to reel in our leader, Kyle Greaves?
Bushmaker now starting to pull away from our third place contender. Slatinsky fading off just a little bit. Track coming together very, very nicely.
Slatinsky trying to come back on Bushmaker. That battle for second still going on. They both take that inside split lane.
Kyle Greaves flying over the tabletop, still maintaining onto the lead. Bushmaker in second, Slatinsky in third. Jacob Rosales still in fourth in the 7:13, trying to reel in our top three. All three of our front runners go to that inside line, so that just tells you right there, that is the smoothest spot on the track right now in between those two lanes in the split lane.
Boy, everybody but one car has gone through there so far, so that inside line at the white flag will not last for very long.
Kyle Greaves, what a day he is having after coming off a win yesterday in round 12, putting it together nicely in the 7:34.
Telling you, it's not over with yet. Bushmaker's right there, only about 6 or 7 car lengths back. And this corner right here going into the split lane has been the tricky one all weekend long. Well, they both take the inside split lane with one straightaway, 1 turn remaining. And it looks like it's going to be a second win for the young man from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Kyle Greaves. Bushmaker across the line in second, and Nathan Slatinsky will cross the lane in third. Well, as our top 3 come up to the podium, we're going to have 6 interviews in just a moment.
Cooper tires on the ground, go round. tires matter. So count on Cooper. An American.
Race fans, we weren't able to quite squeak him in before this race, so we're going to do it right now. How about it for the light buggy top 3? In that third spot, he ran a great race, but came so close to a little bit higher spot in that podium, the 195. Tyler, the Beard, Weens.
Big congratulations to you. This podium, I know you doubled yesterday. You're coming here, double here. Doing it at ERX, completely different racetrack over here. How do you feel about this weekend finishing out the 17th season?
It's a great way to finish with a double podium, first double podium of the season. Struggled a little bit earlier in the season, but we made some changes after the race yesterday. Unfortunately, the cautions did not play into our favor. These guys ran an awesome race. I was unable to catch them today. But we look forward to 2018 and hope to see everybody back. I'd like to thank SSI Decals, Amsoil, and VP Racing Fuels, Kurt Gerald and the Matt Gerald Racing crew. Thanks, everybody.
Well, you've done it here, double podium at ERX, very hard to do, and you've done it. Third place podium.
And that second place, man, I thought this might have been his day again after that whole shot. How about it? 2 podiums in a row. The 117 of Sean Springstrow.
You podiumed on Friday, you podiumed here. Being able to get that whole shot is very, very imperative. Being 16 years old, second year out, how do you feel about the 17th season?
Oh, it just feels great. Can't believe how it ended. And just had bad luck at the beginning, and it just turned out great. I'd like to thank Van Zeeland's Auto Care, Wentz Trackside, Shop.com, PDI, Clink, my mom and dad, Stingle for all the help that he has helped through me this season. And yeah.
Well, nice job here. Second place podium. Very proud to be.
And I don't think he's going to be upset with me when I say this. How about the old man does it again? Shows the young boys, the young bucks, how to do it. How about another win for Greg Stingle?
Big congratulations to you, Greg. We've talked throughout the entire season. Consistency, and that's finally got you here. Top box again, not where you wanted with the series, but being able to always be on top. How do you feel about that, and what are we going to look for next year?
Well, like you said, it's consistency, and this year we were lacking that a lot. Either we were on the podium or otherwise we were finishing last. We had a tough year and a great year. It was just not our turn. I got hats off to Jake, new championship. He worked hard for it. I got to thank everybody here at ERX, the whole group here. This facility is excellent. I mean, you can't ask for a better, top-notch new facility. I got to thank BFG, all Stingle Motorsports. Ryan Stingle does my trannies. JJ Maloney's, Krell's Fur Farm, Kurt Services, Country Bar, Lakeshore Cleaners, Sassy's Bar and Grill, JJ Maloney's, and Ben Small Engine.
Well, I do have one favor. I mean, it is the last race, the last round. Can I get one last hug before we take it off for the 17th season? Nice job to you. Hop up on top. One more round of applause, and up to you guys.
Easy there, Greg. Easy, Greg. Congratulations, guys. It's been one hell of a season for us fans to watch you guys. And Tyler, don't shave that beard, man. Keep that thing rocking. Congratulations to our 3 top finishers in the single light buggy division. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to 13 rounds of racing, and then finally one champion is crowned at the very end. And right now it's that time. The 141 is your 2017 the Off-Road Championship Series Light Buggy Champion, Jake Nelson.
Jake, I know this feeling's got to be very, very exciting for you. Taking this championship, you didn't get any podiums today, but in your mind, all that matters is being able to walk away as the champion from the 17 season. I'm going to ask everybody, in one word, how are you feeling about this moment?
Amazing. This is awesome. I've been coming to these races since I was his age, and never thought I'd win a championship, but here we are. Getting a little emotional. I got to thank my uncle, Mark Steinhardt, Glenn Matthews, my wife, my family, all my sponsors, Hazelhurst Pub, Uncle's Pizza, Fastenal Auto Rhinelander, Steinhardt Race Engines, 920 Designs, Badger Race Wraps. It's been an awesome year, and I'm just happy to be up here.
Well, I know you've done this, and it's got to be a great feeling, you know, having your son here as well, being able to do all of this. A big congratulations to you. Can't wait to see what's happening in the 18 season. I know it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. You're champion today, but the work starts over, and we'll see what the 18 season has in store.
And just a little bit, this is quite funny right here, watching you as a driver, but hold this baby being so, like, gentle about it, completely different. Big congratulations to you. It's been a great season so far. Back up to you guys.
And once again, congratulations, Jake. You've had one hell of a season. And what better way to celebrate that than with your young son right there in your arms. Nice job. Congratulations, my friend. You see what's going on the track right now. You've got Johnny Greaves out there giving our lucky winner a ride around the racetrack due to some social media contests we had previously. And that's some of the cool things about the social media that TORC has got going on. You can go to TORCseries.com, and they've got everything that's going on through all the different Twitter accounts and Facebooks and all and Instagrams and stuff like that. And I'm not exactly sure who the winner is, but you know, if you're going to win a contest and get a ride with somebody, there's nobody better than Johnny Greaves.
Rosales finished fourth. Was he fourth? Rosales? Rosales was fourth. Yeah, he was fourth. He kept it for a while.
Well, now it's time to meet our... It's now time to meet our top three in Sportsman UTV. In that third spot, he had a move going on late in the race. In that third spot, the 756 of Nathan Slatinsky.
Nathan, this has been a very, very long weekend. Usually we don't get 3 days at a track. You've double podium here Saturday, Sunday, round 13 and 14 for you. Do you feel having that extra day gave you a little bit more notes on how the track was going to be for this final round?
Yeah, I mean, the track was super smooth. We're the second race of the day, so that was pretty nice. There wasn't any big holes or divots anywhere. But, I mean, just time to figure out. I switched up tires, and I switched up a couple things with suspension, and that really helped me a lot with traction and braking into corners. So that's probably the best part, and just being consistent and going home with a rig that's not all beat up and smashed up, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I'd like to thank Nicolay Heating and Cooling. They've helped me out a ton this year and dialed in racing. it's a team effort over there. We get every race weekend all figured out all together, and I'm just happy to be part of that team, and thanks a lot.
Well, you've done a great job here. Hop up on 3.
And our second place finisher, this guy is always fast, round after round. And for a while there, I thought he had something for our winner in that second half, the 7:03 of Trevor Bushmaker.
Trevor, we had a chance to talk earlier. We did a round 4 makeup on Friday. We were joking. You're like, Tiffany, I wasn't even here in round 3. So being able to be here for round 4, 13 and 14 for you, do you feel like ERX is going to be a brand new favorite?
Oh, this track is awesome. I think it's my favorite, followed by Bark River. But this track was in awesome shape. It hooked up great today and yesterday, so can't complain. I'd like to thank Beaver Machine, Dan Bieber Equipment, Dexter Carbon, my spotter and helper all year round, Kyle Greaves, who took the top spot, Making My Cage, Grieve Motorsports, Power Sports One, and you got to know Yamaha's the machine to go. Look at the box.
You've done it here once again, closing out the season on the second place box.
Well, if you're going to end the season, you might as well do it like this, back to back. I'm trying to remember the last time we had a driver that won his first race and then followed it back up with a second win the very next day. And I don't know, maybe it was his cousin that did that too. I don't know. But how about this? Another Greaves on the podium. How about it for Kyle Greaves?
Kyle, I'm going to let you soak in this moment. I know I asked you yesterday what it felt like to be on top. To be able to do it again, be on top, close out this season the way that you've done it, and be another Greaves that we talk about all the time. How do you feel about this moment, this experience, and of taking a double on top?
It's everything I've dreamed of. You know, I watched CJ and Johnny do it for many years, and finally I get the opportunity. So I can't thank them enough, CJ, for spotting me and put me in the right direction on the track. And gotta thank the whole Broken Dirty crew for the hospitality and everything they do for me. Huge shout out to my mom, dad, and my brother. You know, mom and Corey couldn't be here, but I know they're watching. So it's a great feeling. Gotta thank Yamaha for these mean machines that just keep putting us up front. So thanks.
I know you're speechless. It's got to be a great feeling. Take all of that momentum, hop up on top where you belong. A big round of applause to Kyle Greaves taking a double top spot.
Well, congratulations, guys. And, you know, Kyle, just like your uncle, you're in the top spot, but there's guys next to you just a tick taller. Congratulations, man. Way to end the season. Well, the celebration is going to probably take place more likely back in the pit area, especially in that Greaves camp. But, you know, we still have one more man to meet, or one more driver to meet down there. And now's that time. How about it? Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 TORC Sportsman UTV champion, the first ever, Jacob Rosales.
A big ups to you, Jacob. I know this season's been quite a ride. We've been talking in and out for the last 14 rounds. Out of 8 of those, you took the first or second place on that box. Consistency gets you that win, and you've done it this entire time. How do you feel about the 2017 season, taking this championship and the first time ever for our Sportsman UTV?
It feels good, you know. We came out of the season not knowing what was going to happen. I didn't know the UTV much was 2 months before. Came out here and won championship, so it means a lot.
I know there's a lot of people thanking you that have brought you here today. You need to thank all of them. It's a teamwork. You've shown that. You've always done that. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank my family, the Sabelka family, the Elliott family, Zach Martin, P. Lemodola family, SOB Bill, Jersey Mike Subs, Power Sports One, and then just Yamaha for a great machine year-round.
Well, you've done it here, taking that top spot. Your 2017 Sportsman UTV champ, Jacob Rosales. Back up to you guys.
Nice job, Jacob. What a way to start, I guess you're going to have to say 2018, ending 2017 just like this. It's going to be anxious. It's going to be cool to see what this guy's got up his sleeve for next season. I'm hearing rumors of a step up in class, but time will tell. Nice job, Jacob.
Now we are on to the 1,600 buggies. On the pole in the 343 is Ryan Mottinger. Alongside of Ryan in the second spot, Matt Gerald in the 395. Jason Flugrat in the 356. In row 3, Dylan Parsons in the 319. In the fifth spot, the 324 of Jess Baginski. In the sixth spot, Brian Holger in the number 300. Dave Luger in the 328. Starting in the eighth spot, Bruce Fraley in the 312. Tony Keepers coming into today, our points leader in the 352. Starting in the 10th spot, Jeff Sakovic in the 321. Paul Hayward in the 315. And to round out this top 12 in 1,600 buggy is Tyler Wyans in the 195. And we are gone green for the final rounds in 2017, round 13, here at ERX Motorsport.
Matt Gerald running up front with the hole shot. Looked pretty strong yesterday in the first 2-3 laps, but fell back quickly. I apologize for not having a chance to talk to him this weekend to find out what the problem was, but once again, that young man still battling for the lead. Dylan Parsons, now our leader, running up front. Flugrat into that third spot.
Well, it seems to be every time we're out here and throughout the season we're saying Dylan Parsons. He's getting better and better as the year is going on. And Matt Gerald trying to look to the inside of Parsons.
I'm going to ask you one thing. You might not have been around long enough to remember this, but there used to be another Parsons on that racetrack long time ago. Do you remember that?
Joe? No.
No?
Who? I can't remember.
Let me help you out. It might have been in a Ford Explorer. White, purple, and yellow. His name Darren Parsons. Ring a bell?
Darren Parsons. All right.
And it looks like Flugrat may have gotten around Parsons back in that split lane. And you know what? We got a points battle going on right now. Somehow, some way. Starting at 8th spot, Bruce Fraley now with the lead, and a sizable one at that with Holcher back in second, Flugrat third. Fraley doing exactly what he has to do, and that's win this race. Our current points leader, but not by very much, is currently in 7th spot. So right now, it looks good for Bruce Fraley.
Yeah, keeper's starting in that 9th spot, taking a long time to get through the field here shortly into the beginning parts of the 1,600 buggy class, and it's never good when you have Bruce Fraley running away early on.
Well, the one thing that Keepers doesn't want Fraley to get, that's 2 points leading at the halfway point, and that is huge for Fraley right now if he can hang on for that competition yellow. Keepers moves moving forward. He's now in 5th, going for 4th.
Bruce Fraley still out front on the bottom part of your screen. Parsons looking on the inside. Takes over the spot for Brian Holger. Wow. Dylan Parsons gets up into Holger, trying to push him onto the race line. Holger settles in right alongside and makes contact with Dylan Parsons. They make contact, and here comes Tony Keepers.
Yeah, that helped Keepers. Is now he's got his sights set on our leader, currently second in points. And that's Bruce Fraley. And if you remember, yesterday's race ended in a very tense moment, which carried over into the pits. And there was some discussions, we'll call it that, going on. Tony Keepers being black flagged on the last lap.
Yeah, he really wasn't that happy with that call, but this is off-road racing, and what do? I mean, there's bumping, people are rubbing tire to tire, and mishaps happen, and he was on the short end of the stick yesterday in the 352, but there's a good look at Keepers trying to make his run to the front, trying to reel in Bruce Fraley as the competition yellow and red flag come out.
And 2 points, valuable points, go to Bruce Fraley right now. Now watch those two cars. Will Keepers kind of mess around a little bit, maybe tap the back bumper of Fraley a little bit, let him kind of play a little psychological job on him.
Yeah, Keepers, our points leader, coming into the last final rounds here at ERX. He's talking to his spotter, trying to figure out where he might be faster. He started in the 9th spot, so he wiggled his way up to the front fairly shortly, did everything he needed to do in this first half. Fraley, Keepers, Holger, your top three.
It's a 7-point differential between Keepers and Bruce Fraley. Right now it's a 5-point differential. So if the race ended right now, Keepers would be the champion.
And when you're Keepers, you're in that position. If you stay in second, you're okay. If you take a chance, maybe rough up Bruce Fraley a little bit, trying to get in his head, you don't want to take that chance of knocking yourself back 5-6 spots, because you're going to cost yourself the championship.
So email this.
We just got word that Tony Keepers is actually up by just 2 points, and it is unreal. We're going to see, because they each got points for crossing that halfway point. So keep an eye on your top two. It all depends on who finishes in front of who. And Keepers, like I said earlier, he can't take too many chances. If he has a spot for the lead, he has to go quick. As he goes outside, inside on Bruce Fraley. This is for the championship, round 13, right here, the last second half of the year.
Bruce Fraley still has the spot.
Fraley keeping his car up on the cushion, getting a good run out of where our starting line is throughout today. Holger still running in third. Flugrat in fourth. Oh, we have contact just off camera with our 4th and 5th place contenders, as it looks like everyone's back underway. like it was Jeff Brzezinski. Brzezinski got involved in a little wheel-to-wheel contact as they headed towards the back part of the racetrack. It's now Keepers trying to run the high line through the rhythm section. Still about 2-3 car lengths behind Fraley. Keepers trying to drive it in just a little bit deeper into the turn and trying to get every little bit of momentum he can out of that 352. Fraley tiptoeing his way through, heading towards the split lanes. Fraley, both him and Keepers go to the bottom side, as well does Holger. Ruts really starting to develop through those sections. Keepers throwing it in there, trying everything possible to catch our leader.
Yeah, it comes down to the fact that Keepers has to win the race to win the championship, as well as Fraley. Fraley is exactly where he needs to be. Just a few laps remaining for the driver of Las Vegas, Nevada. Keepers has made up a lot of ground in that last lap. Only about 2, maybe 3 cars separation, and Keepers is still on the move. And after yesterday, it looks like the white flag will be coming out this time around. But after yesterday's contact, Keepers just pile drive to the left rear of Fraley right at the finish line and caused Keepers to be disqualified from the race, which changed everything coming into today. So the white flag's in hand through that rhythm section in the Talladega turn. Keepers is 1 car back. Dawn, you should be here to watch this. This is going to be a moment. White flag is coming out. The championship's on the line. Who wins the race wins the championship.
Yeah, if you're Keepers, you really need to put your head down this final lap. You need to hit your marks, but also, on top of it, you have to make the pass.
Actually, I stand corrected. At the halfway point, Fraley gets 2 points. Keepers gets 1. So if it stays right where they're at, across the line, guess who wins by 1 point? Tony Keepers.
So he's right where he needs to be.
He needs to be right there. He's pretty much sailing it in, yeah.
And I think you see how much he backed off there that last lap. I think maybe his spotter, his eyes in the sky have
Well, here it is. Our race winner goes to Bruce Fraley. Did what he had to do. Second goes to Tony Keepers, but he is your 2017 1600 single buggy champion, Tony Keepers, by 1 point. Well, we're going to get our top 3 finishers and our champion to the podium in just a moment. We'll be right back with those winning interviews.
Rugged Radios. Work, race, play.
Hey, Steve, where you at?
Experience clear communications through headsets or helmet kits.
I'm up on the hill to your right. Oh, there you are.
Talk vehicle to vehicle.
Keep the radio contact going. Copy?
Talk to passengers.
Copy that, I gotcha.
And stream your favorite music. Complete communications for UTVs, base camp, toy haulers, or off-road vehicles. Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
For 41 years, winning drivers in all forms of motorsports have relied on VP Racing Fuels for leading-edge technology to optimize performance and power them to the winner's circle. Now you can get the same benefit with VP Additives, formulated for gas and diesel engines. It's race fuel technology for your daily driver and the perfect way to clean out your fuel system and put the power back in your drive. VP Additives are available at your local AutoZone store. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com.
You see the top three climbing the stairs headed towards the podium. I kind of noticed a little something. There wasn't a whole lot of camaraderie, if you want to call it that, between keepers and Fraley. And that is Brian Holcher finishing at third spot. Well, Bruce Fraley did everything he had to do. He lit at the halfway point. He won the race, and keepers did just enough to hang on. But, boy, did they make it tight after yesterday's finish and all the drama that followed afterwards. But you know something? No matter what happens on that racetrack or down in the pit area, this is all part of racing, and that's what makes it so freaking cool coming into the final round, coming into that final weekend of the 2017 season. And that track preparation, the upkeep continues. Rolling the track, throwing some water down, rolling it some more. Got the blades out, got the front bulldozers out, and the water trucks. Well, race fans, let's now meet our 1600 single buggy winners. In that third spot, nice run by that guy, working his way through the field. Started third, finished third. How about it for Brian Holcher?
A nice run by you, Brian. I always see you outside of the track. It's so good to see you at the podium again. Second podium of the season. You're finishing off strong. What do you think you're going to do for next season? What can you bring to it and to be able to have a stronger beginning season?
I'm not sure. We got a lot of big plans, but we'll see what all comes to fruition here. But maybe a little bit newer chassis, something that competes with the top two guys a little bit better. But no, definitely a great way to end the season. I want to thank everybody. First and foremost, my family, my wife and kids are at home. My sister, my dad, Craig, Ed, Ben was in his truck and ready to go here, and everybody else I'm forgetting. Holcher Brothers, Silicom, Renard's Cheese, Peshigo National Bank. That's probably quite a few more, but that's all I can think of for now.
Well, you've done a great job for Holter Brothers. Take your third place on that box.
And finishing in second, this driver did everything he had to do to try to secure that first championship, but came up just short. By the way, I just received a message from your wife. She's happy for today, but sad for the championship. She's very proud of you, and she loves you to the moon and back. Finishing second. How about it for Bruce Fraley? Oh, I'm sorry. Finishing second. I'm sorry. It is your 2017 champion, Tony Keepers.
Tony, this has been a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You brought it all together on the very last day. You gave it everything you got, pulled it all together, second place today, overall champ. How are you feeling just about this race today, though?
Today's race was fun. You know, traffic went really well, so we were able to get up and battle with Bruce there that last lap. I think they need to check on the points because I'm pretty sure he got a bonus point, which would make us tied and him the champ. But if you want to give it to me for now, that's fine. But anyway, it's been an awesome season for first year in this class. I'm really happy. I can't thank all my crew and family enough. Rick and Susie and my beautiful girlfriend Lacey, Jeff and Jesse and Lane back at home. Joe and Eric, you guys are the best. Thanks to my mom and dad too. They'd taken along this weekend for this. It's been a lot of fun. So I gotta thank my sponsors, Argonne Lumber and Supply, J&J Insulators, Sam's Concrete, K2 Pro Signs, Elite Automotive, and Forest Granite Works. Thanks a bunch, guys. Oh, and especially thanks Mark Steinhardt, because we wouldn't even be competitive without that guy. He's pretty incredible, so thank you.
Well, just to be a little clear, I have a little birdie in my ear telling me that, yes, for 2017, you are the 1600 buggy champion. So a big congratulations to you. Just got that in my ear. You know, for this being out here for the TORC series presented by AMSOIL, to take second place but get that overall win, I've been asking everybody today in one word, how do you sum that up?
Well, I wasn't expecting it, so I guess incredible. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it.
Well, you've done it here, hop up on two, but still your overall winner for the 2017 year.
Well, now we get to talk to the winner. From Las Vegas, Nevada, the message from his wife once again said, happy for today, but sad for the championship. She's very proud of you, and she loves you to the moon and back. The winner today, but second in points, Bruce Fraley.
Bruce, it's been a long season. You've been getting a lot of these, pretty much podiumed every time that you could. Friday got taken out, Saturday got taken out. Today you finished the race on top throughout the whole weekend. What do you think you could have done? You pretty much drove seamlessly, but what else do you think you could have done to secure the championship?
You know, it's not your fate when you get taken out. It's just part of racing. It happens everywhere. It's just, that's just racing. You know, we're all racing hard. We're all racing for the top position, and sometimes it happens and sometimes you don't. And today was a good, clean run, and didn't have no problems, and it stayed clean, and I didn't hit anybody, and it appears nobody else did because there's no caution flag. So we had a good time today.
Well, you've done it. I know that you got to thank a few people for always bringing you here. Of course, you got Morris, always pitting with them. They're spotting for you. Who else would you like to thank?
Yeah, Sean does a wonderful job spotting for me, and everybody underneath the tent gives me a great hand there, and Amanda cooks a great dinner and lunches for all of us, and Larry and Gloria Hammond for supporting me all summer long, giving me a place to stay. Wife at home, Fat Performance, and Dave Foltz, Stranny, Freeman Carpet Service, and everybody else to keep me here. And you know, it was a close race, and all year with me and Tony, we've had our ups and downs. We've bumped and run, and you know, we both had our differences. It's just sad that I go to shake his hand and he refuses to. But you know, there's other days to come, so we're all good.
We'll take that top spot. Enjoy being up there for right now. It's a great 2017 season. Can't wait to see what we got in 18. One more big of a round of applause for your top three finishers in 1600 buggy.
Well, Tiffany Stone's got some cool information for us. Tiffany, you've got a feature of some sort. What do you have?
I know, I'm so excited to put this out there. I'm so excited to talk about this. It's one of our very own, Scott. It's about Brent Smith Motorsports. Everybody just like that. Check out the video, guys.
I think 7 years old, we went up to the cottage and
came through and seen a bunch of buggies and trucks, and my dad's like, we'll get it next year, and we begged him, and he took us to Crandon, and ever since, I mean, now we're in super trucks, so it's been probably 12 years, 13 years total of being around the sport. We started out, just found a truck in the backyard of somebody's house, bought it for $150. Let's just try it out. We did it for, countless years we ran in the Enduro truck division. When we started out, we never thought we'd be here, but now that we got to move up out of the Enduro truck now into the super stock truck, it makes us so much, gives us so much gratification to ourselves to be like, oh man, we could actually do this. You won't meet two more kids that study the sport so much. We want this to be our 9 to 5, and what we're doing today in the super stock truck is just a stepping stone. We're getting it dialed at the end of this year. Won my first race at the end of the year. We went through a lot of carnage and stuff, and hopefully next year we can move up into the pro light and hopefully get somebody big on board. I want to be a 9 to 5. I don't want to stop at pro light either. I want to be a Ricky Johnson or a Johnny Greaves and get a big motor and go run.
I don't know about you guys, but Brent, that was an amazing, amazing video. I'm so glad that I got to meet your brother out there. I wish everything for you because seeing you down there would be amazing. So yes, Brent, great video. I love it. Back up to you.
Yeah, thanks, Tiff. I'm still digging deep, trying to make things happen for 2018, and it's been one heck of a ride. I'm just lucky to be able to say that between me and my brother, we have 24 podiums amongst ourselves in the Sportsman division alongside of 9 different wins. So we've been trying. It's been a long road, but now when you watch Super Stock Truck, I always had fun in that class, and it is just a blast. These trucks coming up next, they have a lot more travel than your buggies that you seen earlier, and they handle the track fairly well. You'll see them in the sandy sections. It'll lag the motors down just a little bit, but it is a very competitive class. The Super Stock Truck division, Troy Shaden will be coming out on the pole alongside of Tom Varner. We should be bringing the trucks on the track in a few moments here, as we've seen already some great racing, seen some champions crowned, and we still have lots and lots of racing left today. The crew members are all around the super stock trucks, making sure all their belts are tight. Their air breathers are all plugged in. Make sure their air systems are up to par, especially with all this heat. You don't want any fogging on the lens. That is not how you want to end the 2017 season. And we have Nick Bing coming into today, our points leader in the 833. Joey Machosik, yesterday's winner in the 851, trying to dig deep to take over that points championship. But one hell of a year the 833 and Nick Bing has had in that bright orange and black truck coming out here, starting all the way back in the 10th position.
Yeah, in the past, Nick Bing has always been one of those guys that just comes to the field in such dynamic fashion and back into the corners, and a very aggressive driver. And sometimes up over the top kind of driver, but this season he's been kind of more methodical, kind of working his way through the field, almost stealth-like, kind of on the quiet side, and boom, just like that, he's out of nowhere, he's running the top 3, top 2, winning races, and it's kind of like almost to the point it was like, where did he come from? It's so fast. But yeah, this has been Nick Bing's season, and what's kind of neat about that is very active in the social medias during the offseason, and bringing back the old school Ford body look was kind of cool when he came out with the first race.
It's a very cool looking truck.
Yeah.
They built it very nicely, and it's more of a low profile truck. If you can just look at it, It's a really nice piece. He's been in the class for several years. Very, very great competitor. Had an opportunity back in 2012 to race against him. Very nice guy as well. As you can see, the track crew still cleaning up all the different ruts through that sand section, packing that dirt back in. So the racers, at least for the first half of the race, will have a hard-packed, fast, dry surface. And you'll see throughout the race, you'll either go left or you'll either go right. And we've seen in the early buggier classes that they're sticking to that bottom line. So that tells you right there that the inside's holding up just a little bit better. So stay with us in this super stock truck class. Is going to be unreal. Yeah, you can see, like I was talking about on the bottom line of the split lane, the little dog leg there. They're taking all that dirt, flattening it back out, making sure it's compacted in so these trucks can get up and show the horsepower here at ERX. For many of you that just showed up here at ERX, make sure you go through the pits, go check some things out, and go get your autographs. A lot of body panels yesterday were sheared off. Go grab one from the pit and go get it signed. Yeah, it was a rough day, and I have a feeling we're not done yet. We're going to see some rubbing tire-to-tire action all afternoon long, and it's for a points championship today. There's no next weekend. There's no in 2 weeks. It's today. It ends the 2017 season here at ERX.
So there's still a little bit of track preparation going on as we try to give the super stock trucks the best track surface possible out here. And you saw dust in the first race out there, and did you happen to notice anything in this race?
Yeah, there's
no dust.
Yeah, no dust. They're taking care of it.
So they got on top of it.
Yep.
They got the track back, and it is all due to the special surface they have on this thing. They've really come up with a great formula to create a racing surface.
Well, I thought it was so cool when Chris Carlson was up here yesterday talking with us, telling us how much work they actually put into this facility, digging drains, putting piping in, so it all comes to the one low spot on the track. So all that freestanding water, when we get a heavy storm like we did on Friday, it'll drain out and create the dirt to not get so saturated where it's a muddy condition like we've seen back in our farther back rounds earlier in the season. Once the water comes in, it's hard to get it off the track. You have to work it in. As you see, we still have graders making sure these super stock truck guys, the final time out of 2017, have a great racetrack.
Yeah, well, you know what? We got to thank the fans for coming out here this morning. It's been a very unpredictable weekend of weather. And you know what? If they had a chance to look at the forecast this morning, they came out here, and you know what? It's going to be on the little warm side. It's going to be a little bit sunny, but we only come here twice a year, and we want to go watch some off-road racing. So you know what? For the fans here in Elk River and the area, thank you so much for coming out here and partaking in the last round of 2017 season. And hopefully you go home and you tell your friends about it. You go on the social media and go to Facebook and Twitter it and Instagram it all afternoon long while you're here. And hashtag TORC16. You can also hashtag TORC Off-Road. And you know what? Let's bring your friends and family members and your workers, co-workers, and buddies back here next year, as we'll be announcing a schedule soon, from my understanding, for 2018.
Yeah, like Scott was saying, make sure, even if your family and friends can't make it today, tell them, text them. Everyone's always on their phone. Text them. Go to TORCseries.com, and we're not done after the Sportsman. We still have our Pro Mod, Pro Stock, UTVs, Pro Light, Pro 2, Pro 4, and a lot more Sportsmen are coming your way shortly. As you can see on the screen, they're starting to roll out. Now coming out on the track, 14 super stock trucks for the final rounds this year in 2017. On the pole, the 829 of Troy Shaden. Alongside of Troy, one half of the Tom team, Tom Varner in the 837. Right alongside of him, my old truck, the number 844 of Ben Holger. Starting on the outside of row 2, Nick Visser in the 880. Kyle Cooper in the 873, starting in the 5th position. TJ Ewert in the 812. Tyler Playman in the 814. Mike Funk alongside of Playman in the 807, starting in the 9th spot. Joey Machosik in the 851. And coming into the final rounds, your points leader in the 10th spot, the number 833 of Nick Bing. And this truck looks a little different than every other truck out there. In the number 886, driving the 1947 Ford, sponsored by Cooper Tires, is Justin Keener. Alongside of Justin, starting in the 12th spot, Ken Wilson in the 803. Stan Wood in the 512 alongside of Wilson. And to round out this 14-truck field, the number 811, Darrell Wald. And you can see right now, our pace truck will be pulling off just to the right of the track, and Troy Shaden and Varner will bring them to the green flag. Looks like Shaden getting a little bit of a jump on that start. Ben Holger trying to follow him through the door. We already got contact. Varner around, and he is up on his side and puts it back on the wheels. Early on contact for the 837. That is Tom Varner backwards on the track, and we are probably going to see a caution flag come out. Nothing yet.
So unless he can get back underway.
Yeah, I see the yellow flag out right now.
Yeah, we're going full course yellow, so we'll end up doing a complete restart with this one. And
tough break for Tom.
We'll find out. It didn't look, outside of kind of climbing the wall a bit, maybe he's got a left rear flat tire or something, but it didn't look like that hard of a contact where it would bend something or break something on his truck, outside of maybe some flat tires. But hopefully we can get him into the hot pits. It's rolling kind of rough. Maybe there's something. Looks like he might have a broken wheel in that left front.
Not the way those two wanted to end their 2017 season in the 837 truck. Unfortunate mishap on the start of this race here. You can see Richie Kuloff lining the trucks all back up. We will go back to our original starting spots.
Well, I'm back watching the 837 in the hot pits, and the window net is still up. So I'm just assuming at this point that the guys are going to still try to work on it.
Yeah, you can see some of the crew members looking over that truck. It looks like maybe something's wrong with that front steering. Hopefully they can get that thing back underway.
Yeah, they're not moving all that fast, though, either. He's actually driving it now, so maybe they're going back to the pit area. Yeah, there's the wheel. There's definitely the left front, but still, they're just not fast. There's no hurry.
Yeah, you wonder if he got his bell rung a little bit when he hit that wall.
But the thing is, here's the deal. They'll come around, they'll take the green flag, and if he gets back out on the track as they go by or after they go by, he's got still a whole lap to get out there on that lead lap. So
yeah, you can see the jack man trying to jack that truck up so they can get that old wheel off.
This definitely isn't NASCAR.
No, those tires are very, very heavy. They're a 3211 by 5, 15-inch tire on that thing, and they're not light. Yeah.
Like 60 pumps to get that thing up in
know.
a 2.
Turn it to the right.
Yeah, this is basically his neighbors, probably his volunteers. They're holding him a little bit, still holding him. They got the left front tire changed as we're going to green flag racing in just a moment.
Yeah, they're waving him out.
It looks like he's going to continue on, but
good for him.
Yeah, just wait right there, let the traffic go by. And why is he pulling out of the track? They didn't take the green flag. He should have stayed in the pits and let the traffic go by. So I'm not sure what this call is going to be, but he should have waited, let the traffic go by.
Can already see.
Here's the thing, though, that he was supposed to start in the front row. So I'm really confused on what the call is going to be made.
Because it was a total restart.
Yeah, an absolute total restart, but he basically jumped the green flag, too, when you think about it.
That is our leaders right there. Nick Visser, Troy Shaden. In the 880 in the green and black truck is Nick Visser as he overshoots the rhythm section. And Troy Shaden takes over the lead. And here comes Kyle Cooper. Cooper gets in the back of Visser. And you can see Troy Shaden getting around Tom Varner as another yellow comes out.
Yeah, I think we're going to do another complete restart. Keener in the back section pulled off to the side, so tough break.
Yeah,
for Justin.
He said yesterday, I had a chance to talk to him, he went over one of the big jumps and his blower radiator hose literally pulled right off the radiator and it just ended his day. So it's good to see him back out there, but unfortunately did not make the full race today. So tough luck for Justin Keener and Gatlin. And that truck, Scott, we can reminisce about it over and over. That truck wasn't even supposed to be back out here.
Yeah, back in June, there was a huge rollover and endo right here in front of the crowd off one of the jumps. But, yeah, I thought, as well as everybody else, and including the Keeners, thought that thing was absolutely destroyed.
They said it was junk.
So, I'm still curious. Are they going to let...
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Are they going to let him go around, or...
Are they going to let Varner assume that spot? And, yep, there he goes. He's past the pace truck.
Man, it would have been nice for him to know back in the back section, because now he's never going to make it back before that restart unless they hold him one more lap.
But the thing is, I would have waited. You know, that's the whole thing. Let the traffic go by. You're out in the lead lap. You're a fast truck. You work your way through the field the best you can. You know what? We just have a safety vehicle go out on the track, so it looks like they're going to be forced maybe to go around one more lap. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Richie
are.
stayed on the track.
That's going to help Tom.
Yeah, so Varner will still have a chance to go all the way around.
We still have Troy Shaden up front, Nick Visser in second. Kyle Cooper and Joey Machosik side by side alongside our points leader, 833 in the HBI Holder Brotherton Clinic Ford of Nick Bing. We're already seeing some very, very long races early this morning, if you ask me.
You know, we were kind of afraid something like this was going to happen with guys being a little bit on the aggressive side, possibly, or yeah, I still see some. It's like Joey Machosik and Kyle Cooper are having issues. Oh, yep, there's that little transponder radio inside the truck from USAC. Let him know, okay, Cooper gets the spot. Let him move up one.
You can see as they go through that rhythm section, and they're actually carrying just enough speed to just skim the top of it. They're not clearing it totally until the end. Once again, these trucks are a restrictor plate class, a 4412 carburetor on them, and they're only allowed so much, but they do get up and go.
So once again, it's Troy Shaden, Nick Visser. 1, 2, and 3. Kyle Cooper right there as well. Joey Machosik. Green flag is up. We're back underway.
Nick Visser all over the back of Troy Shaden as he avoids taking out Troy Shaden, and it actually squares him away.
Yeah, Shaden just over-rotated, and it looks like not only did he tap, Shaden like popped. Looks like he lost like the radiator cap or something. Instantaneously started overheating, steam started coming out. Then he hopped the retaining wall between the split lane, but luckily got back underway. But there's steam already coming out of the back of Troy Shaden's truck.
And we have a new leader, Kyle Cooper, out in front in the 873. Behind him now, here comes Joey Machosik in the 851, working his way up towards the front. We are going to have one heck of a battle here as they're all hitting very hard on that top table.
It's been a while since we've seen Kyle Cooper in that spot when he started the season so hot. And we thought it was going to be a runaway season there for a while.
Yeah, Kyle Cooper, he does a great job. I had an opportunity to talk to him at Crandon, and he's just a great kid. He just wants to go out and win like everyone else does. Looks like the 837 is finally done. You can see it looks like both the left and right front.
Yeah, definitely the left rear.
Yeah, it's both caved in on the backside.
So I wonder if that was something that initially happened right here in front of us.
When he hit the wall there, when he backed it in.
And it finally actually broke. But it looks like he's in the hot pitch, so he's out of the racing action.
There's a look at Visser and Nick Bing. Bing, our points leader once again in the 833. Trying to make his way up towards Machosik. Kyle Cooper goes to the top side. Joey Machosik to the bottom.
Yeah, I like Nick Bing. He's right now trying different lines, checking out where, he's just experimenting right now all over the place, trying something different as he goes inside of Visser. Nick Bing inside of Visser. Here they come. They're 2 rows side by side, battling the top 4. And Nick Bing now has a spot. Bing into 3rd.
Joey Machosik trying to go outside, inside, getting a run close to that K-rail. And he does. He gets a little bit of a run on Kyle Cooper. Watch as they enter the split lane section. See which one goes where. It'll be interesting. Does Machosik follow Cooper or does he go on his own? And he does. Both him and Bing follow Kyle Cooper. Visser on the outside.
You got a couple of young guns running 1 and 2 right now. And Kyle Cooper and Joey Machosik. And we're at the competition yellow. And once again, the Toyota Escondido Pace Truck with Richie Kulop behind the wheel. Out on the racetrack, courtesy of Cooper Tires and Vision Wheel.
There's a good look at the 873 of Kyle Cooper. Been pretty flawless his first half. It'll be interesting. He has Joey Machosik. He knows this track like the back of his hand, and there's our points leader.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's not playing a points game right now. He's out there, and he's just flat out going for the win. There's no doubt about that. But look at the aggressiveness on the pace lap of Cooper.
Yeah, he does
He's
not
out
want
by
to leave.
himself up by the pace truck.
Yeah, he does not want to leave.
Yeah, everybody
Richie
else
Kulop.
is like calming down a little bit and kind of catching their breath, so to speak, maybe talking to their spotters, reading the gauges. Not Cooper, man. He's up front. He's like 2 feet behind the pace truck, ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to waste this opportunity to be up front. and he's been fast. It'll be interesting. Joey Machosik's fast, so is Nick Bing, as they've been all year long. Visser had a couple wins actually this year. Michael Funk as well. So this is not over. Any one of those top 8 trucks can win at any given time.
Yeah, there's going to be some bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper banging coming up to the green flag, no doubt.
Yeah,
Pace trucks off the track. Here we go. Man, you can't get any closer than that than what Machosik was to Cooper.
If you're Machosik in this situation, you know you have Bing behind you. Their spotters is letting them know as Bing goes on the inside of Joey Machosik. And Machosik shuts the door as they tag, as they go towards the split lanes.
First and fourth go to the outside. Second and third goes to the inside.
Machosik getting a good run out of the bottom as they climb the finish line hill. Kyle Cooper still staying out front.
And Nick Bing is right there just stalking, waiting for something to happen. He really can't go anywhere. With 2 trucks out in front, they're taking up the whole track, and he's got really basically nowhere to go, so he's kind of waiting for something to happen with his top 2.
Yeah, and he really can't stick his nose in anywhere it's not supposed to, because if he gets tangled up with the top 2, he could go back behind Funk and Visser, and that points championship could be over. Machosik goes to the high side this time. Kyle Cooper chooses to go to the bottom as they enter towards the rhythm section.
Yeah, Cooper did a good job that last time through the rhythm section and the split lanes. He gapped back now to Machosik about 8-9 truck lengths, so he really pulled away and used that section to his advantage. Cooper still with a sizable lead of about 6-7 truck lengths. I don't want to say it's comfortable, but at least he's got a little bit of a cushion. And Nick Bing right now just really forcing the issue on Machosik.
You can see a truck on the left side, right side of your screen getting towed off. Kyle Cooper starting to pull away. Machosik puts it up on the bike, sets it back down, and they head towards the front tabletop. Nick Bing in the 833, playing very, very consistent.
He may be comfortable just right there. Yeah, I think Nick Bing, well, we may have something right here, but Machosik gets squirrely coming out of the corner. They both take opposite in the split lanes. Bing's got a shot coming into the Talladega turn. And white flag is out one more time around for Kyle Cooper.
Machosik flies over the tabletop one final time here at ERX. What a beautiful weekend it has been. The track crew, Jeff Nordstrom, and all the TORC crew, and all of ERX putting a well put together racetrack this weekend. Cooper one final time through the split lanes. You can see the ruts on camera, how deep they are actually getting throughout every race that goes on. The more and more they bring that loose dirt in, it gets pushed out and the ruts are still developing. Here we go. Kyle Cooper with the win. Joey Machosik second and Nick Bing in third. Michael Funk will round out your top four as we wait for Ben Holger. Will take another top five this year in his first season in 2017.
Nick Bing having a little bit of fun out there in that racetrack.
What a great year for Nick Bing. Great to see a great man out there. Beautiful looking truck in that bright orange Holger Brothers Inc. Clinic Ford.
Well, let's go down to the podium right now with Tiffany Stone, who has a very special guest. Tiffany, who do you have?
Thanks, Scott. I'm here with Lindsay from Mies Outland. She's got some great news. She came down to tell us all about the exciting things that you could do here at ERX. So, Lindsay, we're standing right in front of this Polaris. What can people do when they're here on this Polaris?
All right, thank you. So if you go down to the demo track in the dirt, you can actually test drive some of our Polaris machines. It's a lot of fun, and we even have a youth machine that 10 to 17-year-olds can test drive. So come out and take a peek at what we got, take it for a drive. And we also have 2 locations, one in Watkins and a location that just opened in St. Cloud.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you guys go check that out. Scott, Brent, I think we should take one of these out and go riding a little bit. What do you guys think?
In fact, one of the things you missed just a tad is Mies is the world's largest Polaris dealer. How about that? Right here in northern Minnesota.
Get out there.
I'd kill myself. Yeah, but between rounds of racing, that'd be the place to go, is down there and check out Mies and their display and take one of these things for a ride. And you know what? We're going to take a quick break as we watch the track crew at it once again. We'll get our top 3 up here to the podium in just a bit.
Designed for your journey.
When it comes to guarding your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
Turo Trailblade Tires, the weapon of choice for wherever you want to go.
Well, race fans, let's now meet our top 3 finishers and our next new champion in that 3rd spot. Very quietly worked his way to the front and pretty much stalked the top 2 the last half of the race. The 8:33 of Nick Bing.
A big congratulations to you, Nick. I know being here, podium still, 3rd place, but the big story of the day is even though you're taking 3rd today, you are taking the overall 2017 championship. I mean, for that super stock, you got it consistent. So let's just talk about this. Big congratulations to you. 2017 season's done. How do you feel about the entire thing?
It had some ups and downs. The first race of the year, we had a backup driver in and come back the next day with a new truck and everything the whole year. It's just been up and down. Thanks to the crew for building a brand new truck and doing so well. And it doesn't hit me yet. It's the first champion I ever had. I've been racing for 12 years now, so it's just awesome. And a lot of people I like to thank. I'm pretty sure it's the first championship for Maxxis tires. They hook up very, very well. Great tire. Point on Ironworks, JR Enterprise, ADD Charlie. I don't think I've thanked him all year because my speeches really aren't that good. But he spots for me, builds an awesome tranny. JR Enterprises, Aero Coatings. There's many more. Holter Brothers, big ones. I mean, just huge. Thanks to everybody. Crew, family, Jess, mom, dad, Clint, the boys, Brent, Jordan, Alex, Andy Shocks. They hook up great, so thanks everybody.
I think this is the best acceptance speech I've ever heard. You just got it all. Well, big congratulations. Take your spot on number 3.
And finishing at 2nd, I think between the 2nd place and the 1st place winner, we've got the future of this class is in really good hands. Joey Machosic, congratulations, taking 2nd place once again here today.
Joey, it's been a great season, up and down for you. You've been working on everything. You have all that behind you. 2nd place, I just talked to you. You were talking about overdriving. It was possible. You did it a little bit today. Do you think that is the reason why you weren't on top today?
Yeah, I got in my own head. I know I had to be in first at the caution to get the extra 2 points on Nick. Congrats to Nick and his whole crew. They did a great job this year. It was really fun battling with them. I just want to thank my dad mostly. Me and him work our butt off to get this truck going around the track every race. My sister, my mom, my beautiful wife, and my beautiful daughter. Maxxis Tires, ATD, Adams Motors, and Gary Bellman Graydon. Thank you all.
Well, you've done a great season, and also a big happy birthday to you tomorrow. Big happy birthday, Joey Machosic.
And there ain't no better way to end the season than with the win. He'll sleep and dream about this for months until the season starts again in May. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Kyle Cooper.
Nice run for you. You were able to podium yesterday, stepped it up today. We were chatting over there. You're always talking about what we're going to talk on podium. And you're like, Tiffany, actually scratch that. This is my first win ever. Can we talk about that? And I said, of course. And I always ask everybody, in one word, for your first win, how are you feeling?
Wow. I mean, I can't describe it. I mean, I wanted to do this since I was 7 years old. And to finally get up on top of the box, our first full year, it's awesome. I mean, I got a lot of great people behind me. Thank the Lord, first of all, for blessing me with this opportunity. My family and my crew have been behind me 110%. I know I can be difficult to deal with sometimes, but, you know, they stick with it. I got to thank Keith Steele, Jerry Edgerton, Mitch Dorr, the whole Dorr family. Those guys have really helped me out this year. Just giving me advice, you know, driving, setup, whatever. I got to thank Rod LeGrand. He helped me hang the body on this thing. We got a new body for next year, so he gets to help me again. My sponsors, Jeep Super Shop, Dynamic Converter, Accurate Transmissions, Wolverine Performance Motors. It's the whole package. I mean, without them, none of this would be possible.
Well, you've done it. That smile says everything. Hop up on number 1. One more round of applause. And another big round of applause for Nick Bing, your 2017 Super Stock champ. Back up.
Well, congratulations, guys. And I don't know what it is about Abrams, but there's been a lot of champions in Super Stock coming out of that little corner of the world. Congratulations, Nick Bing. Let me say it. The 2017 TORC, the Off-Road Championship Super Stock champion. Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's always fun to have some of the guys come up here from the pit area, take a break from working on their truck, and spend some time with us in the booth. And Luke Johnson, I am now looking at the guy that has a red number one plate going to 2018. You've gotten philosophical. You've talked to your dad a lot, and you guys have like put your heads together and kind of just the dream has been fulfilled. And you're too young to have a dream fulfilled. That's all I got to say, man. The dream is supposed to be a long road, a long journey, and you've already dreamt it.
Yeah, but I mean, believe it or not, I mean, this has been a 20-year journey for me. I'm 25 now, 5 years old. I told my kindergarten teacher I wanted to be a race truck driver when I grew up, and you know, my dad won his rookie year in Pro 2 back in 1998. So 19 years later, to fulfill that same thing is it still hasn't really sunk in yet, but. You know, the pressure's off, so today's race is going to be probably a lot more fun, a little less nerve-wracking than yesterday's round. So definitely excited to get back out on the track. It's been an amazing ride. I mean, showing up to Chicago at the beginning of this year, I never would have dreamt that it would have turned out this way. And to wrap it up around early was incredible.
I mean, you started the season not knowing if you'd be able to finish the season.
Yeah, I mean, we were slated to only do 2 rounds, and so, you know, we had the thrash all the way up to the last minute. I missed practice on Friday. I barely made it to qualifying.
No, this is for Chicago.
This is for Chicago. Yeah, barely made it to qualifying, and you know, we qualified 8th, so I had to work at it. And then Brad and I got into a battle for the lead, and you know, came out with a 3rd after everything got sorted out. And the next day, we played that Joker lane just right, and I mean, I couldn't believe it that the truck worked as good as it did out of the box. You know, we thrashed at Keith Stamper's shop to get that thing done, and you know, my crew has been amazing, and the Sleeper family has been awesome. You know, Todd took vacation to come and help me finish the truck, which was amazing. So, you know, I'd be more than happy to. We're going to be watching after this Pro Buggy race. To be watching Easton hopefully go after a championship as well. So, very proud of him and the effort they've put together for their program. But as you can see, I got another headset around my neck. I got to go upstairs, and I'm going to be spotting for Michael Meister. He's a hell of a wheel man behind the wheel of that Ponzi Pro Buggy. So.
Well, I got to ask you, how are you able to focus all this? You get your kind of mentoring or a big brother kind of sort of Easton Sleeper. You're spotting for Michael Meister. You still have a race coming up in Pro 2. How are you able to balance all that? Plus, you won the championship or clinched the championship last night.
Honestly, I think honestly keeping myself busy is keeping my mind off of, you know, getting too wrapped up and you know, all the ifs, ands, ors, or buts about what could happen. But, you know, as much as I hate to cut this short, we got the Pro Buggies on screen, and I got to go talk to the one that's hanging out there in the back row. So he's got some work cut out for him. But always a pleasure being up here. I want to make sure I get up there and do my thing. So,
well, congratulations, man.
I'll see you on the podium later this afternoon.
Your 2017 Pro 2 champion right here. Next year we'll be running that red-plated number 1 in Pro 2.
I don't know.
I
haven't decided that yet if I'm dropping the 4 or not. I don't know.
You will. Your dad will remember the day, you know.
I don't know. I made a brand out of that number 14, man.
You will.
I don't
14
know.
is kind of cool.
I got a couple months. So we find out at round 1 next year.
Maybe, but what about 48? There's always that 48. You guys, Jimmy?
No, it's all me.
Oh, okay.
14 all the way.
Luke Johnson, your 2017 Pro 2 champion. Still has one more race to drive and probably a couple more to spot. So
yep. I'm
good
out
luck,
of here,
man. race fans now getting ready for the last buggy race of the day. The super buggies, 4-cylinder, high horsepower, screaming behemoths, open wheel racing of Formula One of off-road. And this is going to be fun. On the front row, out of Orlando, Florida, the number 9 of Michael Hester. Alongside of him, the big kid, number 2, Ryan Schwabe. Second row inside, the old man still showing how to do it. On the podium, the last, I think, 3 rounds in a row, Scott Schwabe, the 29. Alongside of him, starting that 4th spot, Mark Steinhardt in the 31. And the back row can clinch the championship this afternoon, the number 94 of Michael Meister, and alongside of him, the 18, the oldest car in the field from Arlington Heights, Illinois, the 18 of Steve Creeman. For only 4 cylinders, these things are screamers. Green is out, we're underway. And very quickly, Mike Hester jumps out to the hole shot with Ryan Schwabe in second. Schwabe over-rotates, he collects Steiny and Scott Schwabe. That puts Meister into second.
Wow, looks like, Scott Schwabe in the 29. The tire on the right front is towed way, way in, so definitely broken parts on that car early on here.
Yeah, it looks like that's a situation where there's that fluff we talk about all the time, and he just kind of touched that right front of the fluff and just got sucked to the right, and big time damage to that right front suspension.
Can see something rolling on the racetrack right there in our last view as they're trying to get Scott Schwabe off. And remember, that right front is broke.
Yeah, that tire's buried.
Use that front end like a snowplow into that berm.
Yep, he's got 1 point north and 1 point south, and he's just trying to get the hell off the track. So we'll bring him around and take the green flag with the restart, with Hester still running up front, Michael Meister running in that second spot.
Michael Meister all over the back of our leader.
Man, he just filled the windshield, the cockpit area with the roost. And how is Meister able to see? But tell you, Hester just keeps opening up that door to the inside. We talked about this yesterday, Brent. These are got to be the hardest cars to drive to race around these tracks. With
You're so busy. You have your handbrake, you have your tear-offs or a mud muncher. Plus, you're trying to get the car to rotate with that independent suspension. Also, the open wheel. It makes it very, very scary to go wheel to wheel with other competitors. Can see yesterday's winner, Mark Steinhardt, starting to reel in Hester.
And Meister now has the lead. And that Ponzi Force Equipment number 94. Hey, I want to remind everybody that if you're getting on the warm side, you feel like a little bit of ice cream, we've got the ice cream truck here. The Brain Freeze ice cream is right behind the sound tower here, right in front of the concession stands, about halfway down the hill. So if you got the feel for ice cream, it's here. Yeah, I know, huh?
Yeah, we could really go for some, but we're busy, you know. I mean, we're not far away. There's a good look at Steinhardt. Ryan Schwabe trying to reel in Mark Steinhardt, and he's trying to chase down Hester. Steinhardt, like I said earlier, yesterday's winner put on a very, very nice race. Came out on top, finds himself in third, going after Hester. Steinhardt goes to the bottom, Hester goes to the top side. Cannot make the pass. Steinhardt going back to work. You can see how the track officials, everyone that was in all that heavy equipment was laying out that dirt, that soil, packed it back in and gave them a nice clean surface as you see throughout the weekend. Hester, Steinhardt, Schwabe, second, third, and fourth. Michael Meister well out in front. Hester looking very smooth today as Steinhardt now right on top of him, go back to the back section towards the split lanes. And it looks like Steinhardt has the advantage on the bottom. You'll see Hester go back outside, inside, trying to make a pass. Steinhardt goes to the high side as well as Schwabe. Hester sticks to the bottom. As they go through the rhythm section, all six of them upset the cars. As the competition caution comes out that time by for the Super Buggy division here at ERX. Once again, it's the final rounds here this weekend, and today is the final race of the year. Richie Kuloff will bring the Toyota Escondido Pace truck with the Vision wheel. Cooper Tires out in front and line these guys up and get ready for that second half. It was cool to have Luke Johnson up here, and he's on headset for our leader right now, Michael Meister. And anytime you have a guy like that in your headset, it helps you get around the track just a little bit easier. They're the eyes in the sky, like me and Scott always call it, and they give you an advantage. And it's not that they're driving the car, they get to look at the track ahead of time, especially when they're coming out on the track in the beginning. They're telling their drivers where the wet spots are, where it looks a lot more smooth than it was in the past laps. So you'll see. It's going to be a good race here in this second half with Steinhardt, yesterday's winner, in third, and Hester faded back a little bit, but we'll see if he has a little bit more up his sleeve. You'll see Richie Kuloff pulling off to the right here shortly as Hester and Schwabe and Steinhardt all fade back just a little bit. And we'll see where Hester takes off. Remember again, those two white flags. And he took off right away. Got a big jump on Hester. Steinhardt trying to go back to work, trying to run that inside line. It'll be interesting to see. Looks like Meister will go to the outside. Both Hester and Steinhardt go to the end. As they drop off down into a valley through the rhythm section, coming back towards what will be the finish line. As you'll see, throughout the day as we get into the faster classes, into the Pro Mod, Pro Stock. UTVs are going to be flying down that hill a little bit farther. Ryan Schwabe coming off a great run yesterday. Been getting very, very comfortable in that single buggy, or that super buggy. Meister well out in front. Hester trying to hold off Mark Steinhardt in that number 31 car. And here comes Ryan Schwabe. Mark Steinhardt pulls up side by side. He uses the jump as his advantage and gets that inside line as they head back towards the starting line. And throughout those laps, it looked like Mark Steinhardt was just a little bit faster, but he had to make the right move at the right time, and he does. Not many laps here left in this second half of the Super Buggy race. Steinhardt pushes a little wide, lets Hester come to the inside. Steinhardt goes to the top side, Hester to the bottom. Steinhardt trying to carry all his momentum on that outside, and you'll watch, they'll go really wide and they'll exit very tight on the bottom. Trying to stay in that race line. Nowhere to be seen on camera is Michael Meister, as he's well out in front of Mark Steinhardt. You can see in the top left of your screen, Michael Meister still holding on to her lead, but our second place car, Mark Steinhardt, reeling him in very, very slowly, but he is picking away at that lead with the white flag out. One more time around.
Ryan Schwabe now setting his sights on Michael Hester with 1 lap remaining, or less than 1 lap remaining. That's the final podium spot. It'd be nice to see Hester up there. Drives every weekend, every race weekend, all the way from Orlando, Florida.
That is crazy. That is a long haul. It's great to have him here all the way back in the Midwest. As you were talking about, Ryan Schwabe in that Amsoil Mountain Dew Super Buggy, really doing a great job this year. Like his dad said, he's trying to figure out the car, get a little bit more comfortable, and he's picking up a lot of speed.
Like we said earlier in the race, there's a lot going on inside that car, but right now, there's going to be a lot of celebration. Checker flag is out. Michael Meister takes the win, and he is also your 2017 Super Buggy champion. Mark Steinhardt second. And Michael Hester out of Florida will take third as Steve Creeman crosses the line. We'll bring our top 3 to the podium for their victory celebration in just a moment. We'll be right back with winning interviews from them.
When it comes to guarding your engine, Amsoil offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. Amsoil provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. Amsoil, devoted to protection.
Designed for your journey.
With us out there, that is specially prepared Pro 2 two-seater. Not exactly sure who he's got with him. Might be one or two of the sponsors. But yeah, I've had a chance to drive that truck and ride in it, and I like driving a whole lot better. Yeah, that's a specially prepared Pro 2. Little down on horsepower. It's probably about 650 horse, maybe. That's the same truck I had a chance to probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I got to ride with Walker Evans as the driver. He scared the living bejeebus out of me. Yeah, that's giving somebody a ride, right around 100 foot off the Amsoil jump. Come on over here. All right, let me see here. Okay, try that. Try that. Hang on.
I need stuff. Stand by. Give me something else here. I need this. No headsets. Headsets off. All right, a little more. Stand by. Hold that.
Ready? You want me to do the lineup, or do you want to do it?
Can you handle introducing yourselves?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. What can't you do? Frankie, I'm trying to bend hardware while I'm doing this, so stand by.
You have to chat around. Actually, if you look at yourself on that, it's okay. But it's probably better to look straight at it.
Left, right. Okay, good. We'll leave it there. Copy.
Hey, thanks for letting us do this.
All right, so you guys take off the headsets for now. They're going to finish up these podiums and stuff and these awards. You know the deal. Then after that, we'll get you back in the seats and headsets on you guys. You can probably hang out there.
Or you can stay right there.
You can stay in your seats. It's all good, Gage, Carter.
Oh yeah, because you don't need to show the faces.
No, not while they're doing this stuff.
Ricky Johnson still out on the racetrack in that specially prepared Pro 2 two-seater. And while that's going on, let's meet our top 3 finishers in the Super Buggy division. Finishing that 3rd spot. Man, it's good to see you up there, man. All the way from Orlando, Florida, Michael Hester.
Michael, it's so good to see you up here. We were just chatting on the way from when you were walking up. You did some suspension changes coming through here, never really testing it. Friday when we made up our round 4, took 7th. Yesterday took 4th. Today you took 3rd. Seems like you got all those suspension notes. How do you feel right now about the buggy?
Well, it's a lot better. You know, like I told you, we did a complete suspension change at the beginning of the year. We went from a torsion bar card to a coilover, and we've been struggling all season. You know, we've had electrical issues and then just the handling. You know, we've had to get the engine to run, actually make it running before we could start tuning the suspension. So it's been a challenge all year long, but it's been great.
Well, I know coming out of Florida, it's a long way up here. You have a bunch of people you got to thank today.
I do. As a matter of fact, I'd like to thank our major sponsor, which is the Sign Producers out of Orlando, Florida. They're a huge fabrication shop that does all of the major signs for all of the theme parks in Central Florida. So if anybody needs any big signs, they're the guys. Mike Hester Motorsports. I'd also like to thank AMSOIL, BF Goodrich, K&N, How Performance, Redline Performance. All of the guys have helped us out and helped us get here either through product or help, you know. So it's been great.
Well, it's always good to see you back here. Hop up on 3.
And our second place finisher, man, too bad you didn't get around a little sooner because I think you might have had something for Michael Meister. But you know what? Second ain't so bad at all. Add that to your collection, my man. Taking the 31 to that second spot, it is Mark Steinhardt.
Steiny, after 14 rounds, we meet again. You're super consistent, podiumed every single round except one. Took a first, second, third. We've always talked about it. Consistency is key. Now that you have this momentum, even though it's the end of the season, what does 2018 hold?
Well, I'm looking excited to next year. I'm going to make a few changes to the car. I basically bought it and raced it. I haven't done anything to it. Some suspension changes here and there, but other than that, I bought it and raced it. So I got my homework cut out for me over the winter, and we'll get her done.
You've had ups and downs. It seems like you've been battling back and forth. Lots of people to thank. Who do you want to do that for today?
Yeah, I got to thank Glenn Matthews and Matt Kinner first and foremost for helping me out all year. Without those guys' help, it was really hard to do this, and really appreciate that. I got to thank the Laundry Lobby, WashMart, Alamode, Rhinelander Fastenal, all the guys that helped me out, all the contingency sponsors, Rod End Supply. Thanks for ERX to putting on one hell of a facility here, and hope to come back here again.
Well, can't wait for the 18 year. I know you got lots in store. Hop up on 2.
Well, now's that time. Going all the way back to Chicago. Not sure if this young man was ready to be called this just yet, but you know what? He is now. Your 2017 Super Buggy TORC champion. Ladies and gentlemen, taking the top spot in the race win today, also your champion for the season, Michael Meister.
Michael, each and every week I see that big smile. This is for you, but not only did you take the top spot, just like Scott was saying, you are the 2017 Super Buggy champion. I know there's a lot of people. We're going to do it one more time. In one word, how does this entire experience sum up for you?
I'm really excited right now. This year's been an up and down. This is my 9th win here this season. The rest have been from flat tires, or yesterday we had an alternator go out, and this track is a blast. I can't thank everybody enough. I just put my head down, and I can't wait to come back next year. But I want to thank Ponce North America, Michael Meister Logging, Never Lift Apparel, Southside Tire Vanago, Revolution Raceway, Hobbytown, Redline Performance, Illumicraft Buggies, Fortin Transmissions, and everybody that's helped me get me to where I am right now. And Mark behind me here, he's been a huge help in my career so far, and I can't thank him enough. And everybody else, race 1, Chris for doing everything, and my dad, Caitlin, Brad, the Nelson family, Steinhardt family, Matthews, everybody, thank you.
And I don't know if a lot of people know, and he's been in your ear the entire time, but you have the TORC Pro 2 champion, Luke Johnson, in your ear. I know he was working your way through that whole thing, so congratulations on that. Hop up on 1. One more round of applause for your Super Buggy top place winner, Michael Meister, and of course, your overall champ for the 2017 year.
Well, yep, congratulations. You know, you talk about all these different classes that race in the TORC series, and I think this group right here, these guys are probably the closest out of all the competitors in all the classes. So nice job, guys. What a group to be racing against each other. Well, it sounds like Tiffany Stone's not done yet down there with Michael Hester. Tiffany, what do you have?
Conversation with Michael Hester over here, and he was like, Tiffany, I got one more thing. So, Scott, I'm actually I don't know what Michael's going to say, but we're going to hold it over to him.
It's okay. I would like to say special thanks to Michael Ruchet, All-Star Performance, Rod End Supply for all the work they've done for the Sportsman class. The facility here is fantastic. It's a fun track to race. The crowds are great. We just wanted to say thanks, and I wanted to say a special thanks to my crew that stuck with me all year. Many hours fixing the car. Jeff Golding, Dwayne Booth, and special thanks to Gary Thistlewood for coming up here and helping us get the suspension dialed in this race. You can see it made a huge difference for us. Thank you very much for the extra spot. Appreciate it.
No problem. One more round of applause. Michael Hester, Steiny, and of course your top champion, Michael Meister. Back up to you guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Tiffany. And you know what? We're going to have a special guest up here. Brett and I are going to step aside real quick. And we got Gage Garvin, former driver out in this class, along with this guy here, Carter Vanderbilt, an experienced driver and announcer up here. So I'm going to hand the mic over to these guys. And we got some new voices out here for the short course cards. Guys, it's all yours.
Well, I'm back, but you might notice someone new.
Hey.
This is another teammate of mine, Gage Garvin, deciding to step into the booth today with me to announce this kart race. We're going to get our starting lineup real quick. Starting on the pole is the 411 of Gavin Oldenfett, next to the 11 of Troy Johnson, and the 7 of Michael Funk. Starting in the 4th spot is John Holcher in the 44. The 31 of Zachary Rahanowitz in the 5th spot. The 6th spot is a 5 of Paige Rahanowitz. Behind her is the 7th spot, the 45 of Owen Van Epperen. And in the 8th spot is the 13 of Easton Sleeper. In the 9th spot, the 79 of Hope Conrad. The 10th spot, the 8 of Antonio Inglese. 11th spot, the 1 of Porter Inglese. 12, the 88 of Trevor Shunk, and in the 13th spot, the 9 of Tyler Fleming.
And it looks like Owen Van Epperen has taken the lead as he takes the inside of that sand section.
Owen Van Epperen and Easton Sleeper are top 2 in points right now. Battling it out already 1 and 2, starting in the 7th and 8th spots.
Yesterday, Owen had a very good battle with Easton, and it turned out to be Owen's win. But Easton still has the points lead.
We're going to watch today. We're going to see what happens. Easton tries to go to the inside of Van Epperen. Van Epperen going to stay in the lead. And who is that? Van Epperen and Sleeper still with a good battle going on right now.
Van Epperen has been very fast this year, and Easton also has been dominating the course, but these two together just make a great show for everybody.
Someone to watch out for at this track, I believe in 3rd currently. The last 2 days has also gotten 3rd is the 31 of Zach Rahanowitz. This is the first time we've really seen him shine this weekend as a little contact between our top 2.
And they take separate lanes into the sand pit, Owen on the inside, Easton on the outside, and it is Zachary Rahanowitz in 3rd. And
Hope
Owen
Conrad looking to have her best run of the year. Might be challenging for 3rd now.
Owen Van Epperen takes a big lead over Easton in the sand pit because Easton took the slower lane, I think.
Sometimes for the karts, one lane is always faster, and Hope Conrad has taken over 3rd, and Gavin Oldenfett now going to try for 4th, with Troy Johnson immediately behind him.
And those 3, Zach Rahanowitz, Gavin Oldenfett, and Troy Johnson are battling, with Hope Conrad right in front of them in 3rd.
We might have a caution coming out as we've got a car down in the back section. Unless they can get him out in time. That's the 9 of Tyler Fleming.
Ooh, and we got contact.
Hope Conrad, that'll allow her to run away. And Troy Johnson up the inside of Zach Rahanowitz.
Troy Johnson trying to get 4th place from Zachary Rahanowitz.
our leaders have opened up a huge gap way out of the camera shot right now.
But remember, the competition caution will put them back together and it will make the race better.
How about this? Hope Conrad battling with the 31 of Werhanowitz. Hope Conrad, this is by far the best run we've ever seen out of her.
And it seems that Hope Conrad is passed by Troy Johnson. And she has gone back a few positions.
That outside lane seems to be faster today, so watch Conrad to try to come back here. But it looks like they may be figuring out the inside lane. Conrad looking to get slowed in that outside.
I think the outside has a little bit more of a sandier part to it than the inside.
Competition caution is coming out this lap. And we're watching Zach Werhanowitz and Troy Johnson trying to get to the flag before one another. Troy Johnson is going to get there in front of him to take the third spot at the competition caution.
And now, since they bunched together, we're going to see Owen and Easton making good contact with each other because they are both battling for the points championship.
Yes, Owen will most likely need something bad to happen to Easton to take it home today, as Easton's got a considerable points lead, but it's not impossible.
As they will, like I said, battle, and it will be great. Like yesterday, they were making a lot of contact and battle.
It was not very much contact. There was some contact yesterday, but it was mostly a very clean, good battle for the win. As we're on our pace lap right now, as they're trying to bunch up right now.
To round up the top 5, we have Owen Van Epperen in first, Easton Sleeper in second, Troy Johnson in third, Zachary Werhanowitz in fourth, and to round up top 5, Gavin Oldenfent. And it seems to be they're coming around in the sand section. And it seems behind Gavin Oldenfett we have Hope Conrad, Paige Werhanowitz, Michael Funk, John Holcher, Warren Shunk, and
Trevor Shunk in there today.
Trevor Shunk. Sorry, and then we have Antonio Inglese, I think. Yeah. Here they come up to the finish line jump.
We've still got a couple cars trying to catch back up to our field here. And I can't help but notice they are not getting very close to our pace car. Oh, that looks like the 8 of Antonio Inglese. Tyler Fleming in one of the Horde Girls cars, cousin of the Hordes, was pulled off earlier.
Tough break for him. And they're
Tough
green.
break for them both. And Van Epperen Sleeper. Van Epperen not getting a good Van Epperen getting a good restart, but not pulling away from Sleeper, as Sleeper got a good one as well.
Van Epperen coming to the inside of this turn 1, as Sleeper taking the same lane, as they are now really close. Sleeper going on the outside of this jump.
He might have more momentum, but Van Epperen has a steeper.
Ooh, we have contact.
And we've now got a battle for third. And watch for Sleeper to duck underneath. Watch for them to try to take opposite lines here, but they all go to that inside line.
Seems to me that the inside is a faster line today.
For the karts, because they have such limited horsepower and speed, they must take whatever is quickest, and usually that's which one has less sand.
And it seems that there's a battle for third, too, with Troy Johnson and Zachary Werhanowitz, as they're not far behind Easton Sleeper, who is in second.
Yes, this is a very good battle to watch.
And then Gavin Oldenfett not far behind in fifth, maintaining that spot. As they come into the turn, Easton Sleeper tries to go on the inside, but is not quick enough.
Troy Johnson trying to open up a little bit from Zach Werhanowitz. Sleeper now going to try to go to the outside of Van Epperen. Let's see what happens in this corner. Will Sleeper get it, or will Van Epperen shut him down?
Sleeper trying to go to the inside of Owen, but not enough throttle to get there.
No, it's just not close enough. But I believe if Sleeper just rides it out in second, he will still be your 2017 TORC short cart champion.
As you see in the picture, Pedro Hanowitz there in 6th
Oh,
place.
Sleeper goes to the inside.
There's
Sleeper.
contact. Sleeper will take the lead over Owen Van Eperen. Owen Van Eperen
And he forces him into the outside lane. Van Eperen gonna try to make that outside work, but Johnson might be able to pass him here as well as Hanowitz. That inside is way faster.
Van Eperen down into 4th position with Troy Johnson sitting in 2nd and Zachary Hanowitz in 3rd. And then Gavin Oldenfett not far behind Owen Van Eperen in 5th.
White flag is coming out this time for Easton Sleeper.
As let's see if Troy Johnson can make a move to try to get up to Easton. And they come into the turn. Troy Johnson with a lot of speed. Ooh, Zachary Hanowitz trying to get on the inside of Troy Johnson, but
Zach has 2/3 this weekend. He's trying to see if he can better his position today. Watch for Van Eperen to try to come back. He is a very skilled driver, and he looks to be catching back up.
He looks to be trying to go on the inside of Hanowitz.
He's gonna dive bomb to the inside. He is very fast in this turn 1.
As he is now very close, which he can now easily get a position for the podium as he is trying to go for Zach.
Hanowitz trying to go for
outside.
Johnson. Van Eperen outside. Meanwhile, Sleeper running away with it.
I think Sleeper's going to get this win, but we have to check on the 3 behind him because it is going to be a good battle.
It's a 3-way battle for 2nd position, all taking that inside line. Today, normally you'd want to do whatever your opponent doesn't, but today you might just want to follow on that inside.
Owen Van Eperen trying to get Troy Johnson as they come into the rhythms. Let's see if Troy Johnson can hold him off. Owen is going to get a good run off these rhythms, and I think Owen's going to take 2nd.
Owen Van Eperen now into the 2nd position, right in front of Troy Johnson. Easton Sleeper takes your win.
Owen Van Eperen in 2nd, Troy Johnson in 3rd, and Zachary Hanowitz in 4th. Gavin Oldenfett, I think.
No, it's Pedro Hanowitz. Before Gavin Oldenfett.
Michael
Funk. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah. As his dad did race earlier today.
Yes, getting a 4th, very strong. He's back going. He must have flipped or something because it doesn't look like he broke.
Then I think he will get points. Do they do that in this class, Carter? I don't
know. I think you just get points for your position as they're drifting into the podium. Very good race today. That's our last race of the kart race of the season.
What a race.
Easton Sleeper, your 2017 short course kart champion. We'll be right back to TORC, the off-road championship, for the podium interviews.
Rugged Radios. Work, race, play.
Hey Steve, where you at?
Experience clear communications through headsets or helmet kits.
I'm up on the hill to your right. Oh, there you are.
Talk vehicle to vehicle.
Keep radio contact going. Copy?
Talk to passengers.
Copy that, I gotcha.
And stream your favorite music. Complete communications for UTVs, base camp, toy haulers, or off-road vehicles. Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
Designed for your journey. For 41 years, winning drivers in all forms of motorsports have relied on VP Racing Fuels for leading-edge technology to optimize performance and power them to the winner's circle. Now you can get the same benefit with VP Additives, formulated for gas and diesel engines. It's race fuel technology for your daily driver and the perfect way to clean out your fuel system and put the power back in your drive. VP Additives are available at your local AutoZone store. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com.
Welcome back as our top 3 are coming to the podium after a nice race today.
As we see Easton Sleeper taking that win, as he is now the 2017 short course kart champion, with Owen Van Epperen taking second, and then Troy Johnson in third.
Good for Troy Johnson. He's struggled with some mechanicals in the past. It's good for he's a talented kid, but it's good for him to get back on track here with podium. Zach Hanowitz with a very close battle, getting third both Friday and Saturday. Couple cars getting some rough luck and having a DNF.
And there was
tough luck for them.
There was battles a lot in those last few laps with Owen Van Epperen and Easton Sleeper for first and second, and then Troy Johnson and Zach Hanowitz for third and fourth.
You guys don't see it on camera normally, but there are battles throughout the entire field. It doesn't matter if it's for first or for 12th or for 7th. There's a battle for it normally.
Scott, that's how you feel signed right there. I just told her. Fuck you both. And he cursed in front of the show. Oh, yeah.
This is our last Sportsman class of the day. We'll be coming back later for the pros. Man, this awesome racing really makes me and Gage really miss this class.
This class was awesome. It's just a bunch of kids that are trying to, like, if their dream is to race these karts, but there's so many of them.
Yeah, and you see 13 that we had today. We've had as many as 18 this season. And it's a rapidly growing class. The first season that the first actual season, there were 9 karts most of the year and 10 for the last race. And in our exhibition season, for most of the season, it was just myself and Jason Folkman. And then for the last race, there were 6 of us, including him. So we're going to get going with our podium interviews. Gage, take it away.
For third place, we have Troy Johnson. Third place, we have Troy Johnson.
A nice way to end the season. This is the highest podium for your 2007 season. How do you feel right now finishing it off on top of this third place box?
I feel great.
Well said. That is wonderful. Of course you feel great. I know you got to thank a bunch of people. Who would you like to thank today?
I thank the right race driven, Ponzi, Cooper Office, Brian's Auto Glass, Napa, Big O's, and my uncle.
Well, you've done it here. You're doing it smart, looking down, knowing all your sponsors. Big congratulations to you.
And we have second place with a great battle, and it is Owen Van Epperen.
Owen, it's been a great season for you. You pretty much have podiumed every single round except for 2, being consistent, having a great father, being able to learn from him. Do you think all of those things came together to give you the second place and give you such a great season?
Oh yeah, it definitely helped. Everybody that helped me this year did awesome. I'd like to thank Yamaha and Yamalu, Power Sports 1, Holzer Brothers, Victory Sign, Duo, everybody, thank you.
Well, you've done it here. I know you're going to go back, watch Johnny get in your dad's UTV and get that championship. Congratulations.
And we have our winner, points champion, Easton Sleeper.
A big congratulations to you, Easton. It has been a wonderful season watching you grow pretty much from here all the way up to here. You're getting up there. You're getting almost as tall as I am, but you have done it. You've done everything. You've got some great people behind you. How do you feel about winning today and winning the overall 2017 season?
It feels great. I was working so hard for the points championship. I didn't care about the world championship, and it just feels great right now. And I also got to thank High Roller Motorsports, Auto Gear, Rhinelander GM, Luke Johnson Motorsports, Multicam, Neverlift, Race One, Lincoln County Cycles, Always Collectibles, and all of my sponsors.
Well, put your hands up there. You are today's top finisher, and you are also the 2017 Short Course Karts champ. Big congratulations, Easton Sleeper.
Congratulations to our top 3 finishers and our points champion, Easton Sleeper. Great battles all this weekend. Well, we're going to wrap it up today. We're going to send it down to Tiffany. We're saying goodbye to all you guys.
Goodbye.
See ya. And down to Tiffany.
Thank you guys so much. It was so fun having you join the show today. A big thank you from myself, Tiffany Stone, Scott Rain, Brent Smith. It's been a wonderful time here. The 2017 season is done, but we got more racing going on. The pros are coming up just a little bit. Stay tuned, guys.
Pro 2 has been a dream of mine for a very long time. I'm excited to join the class full-time in 2017.
Hopefully we can get the Pro 4 out and mix it up with the Greaves and whoever else wants to come do some battle.
We're going to be getting more track in the water truck, going for championships.
At the end of the day, you want to be the guy that when everybody shows up to the racetrack, I want everybody to say, this weekend I know I have to beat Kyle Hart. And to be able to get that name, you have to go and prove yourself and win races and be the fastest guy. I'm not going to quit until I'm there.
The overall future for off-road, it looks really good. We finally have a stepping stone of young guys coming up. It's going to be one hell of a season.
Well, race fans, that will conclude our Sportsman racing for 2017. So now would be a great time to grab something to drink, something to eat, grab something to snack on, or maybe an ice cream bar or two down here at the bottom of the hill behind with the Brain Freeze gang. But we'll be coming back with opening ceremonies at 2:30 for the Pro Series, the final round of the 2017 TORC, the Off-Road Championship Series presented by Amsoil. It is the Kenda Tire National Finals here at ERX Motor Park. We'll be back at 2:30 with opening ceremonies.